It's time for some straight talk. Multiply your savings with 2 lines on our ultimate unlimited plan for just $90. That's unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data on 2 lines for up to 45% less. All on America's best 4G LTE networks, Straight Talk Wireless.
The legend Mike Martin on his final ride, the retiring Hall of Famer, looking to return to Omaha. To get there, Florida State needs to make it out of Athens on the first day of the tournament. They'll send their ace to the hill. It's Florida State and Florida Atlantic meeting for the first time ever in the NCAA tournament. Welcome to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Foley Field, Athens, Georgia is our site. The number 1 seed in this regional, the number 4 national seed, the Georgia Bulldogs, will take on Mercer later tonight. But first, it's a Sunshine State showdown. FAU and FSU meeting for the first time overall since 1998. With that, welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. First day of the tournament, 64 teams, 32 games. We'll end with 8 making it to Omaha.
Go time. This is when it gets fun because all the projections and everything else, it doesn't make any difference at this point. And the sun's out. We get to this time of year, sometimes we're dodging lightning bolts. We're not here. It's a perfect day. This place will be jammed tonight, and we've got one of the greatest to get things started.
He's simply known by his number, 11. Mike Martin has been the head coach for Florida State after a playing career there, and he's led them to Omaha 16 times. The question is, can this be a storybook-type season? The guy who's won more games as a head coach than any NCAA head coach in any sport in history.
Yeah, and a postseason without Mike Martin just doesn't sound right. We weren't quite sure what they were going to hear. The Noles weren't sure if they were going to hear their name just a few days ago. They did. And I think for Mike Martin, it really is new life right now because they know their way around the postseason. In those 40 years he's been there, he's been to Omaha 16 times. This is a club, too, that has the pieces that can go on a run. Georgia has all the pieces, and that's why they're the highest seed in school history, the number 4 national seed. FAU won Conference USA, and they're in a postseason every year. Florida State, you know plenty about, and you're going to see on the mound today potentially a guy that can go out and dominate a lineup, and the Mercer Bears are back in it, too. Had to win back-to-back doubleheaders in the SoCon tournament to get here.
FAU's used to this postseason spotlight. They took Florida, the number 1 overall seed last year, to a Game 7. They won Conference USA. They come in hot. They did lose the Conference USA championship game, but this team can hit it.
40 wins, too. It's an offensive team. They're not going to run a lot, really, except for the leadoff spot. Besides that, you're going to see an offense that they really let swing the bat. And in this ballpark, that's a good thing. Ball was flying here. It's warm. It always flies at Foley Field, but it feels like it is a little bit more right now. It really is feeling like a ballpark that will play to FAU's advantage.
So a couple of Florida teams to get us started here in Georgia. The Athens Regional getting it underway with a guy who has made history at Florida State. Does he have one last ride to take him all the way to Omaha? This first step will determine how far Florida State can go.
Extra power button. Extra power button. You're looking buff.
May is Maytag month. Get great deals on powerful Maytag appliances right now.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is your rental counter. And this is you, already on the road. With Turo, this is compact, standard, and full size. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
Athens, Georgia, the classic city, home to one of 16 regional sites for the NCAA tournament, and will finish with 8 teams in Omaha chasing a national title. Florida State and Florida Atlantic going head-to-head in this one. Here's a look at the batting order for Florida State, a .268 team average with 69 home runs. They average 6 3/4 runs per game this season. Mike Salvatore being the leadoff spot, one of the top 10 hitters in the ACC, second in the league in doubles. But overall, this is an offense that's been sluggish over the course of the season. Middle of the pack in the country in batting average. And if they do score runs, it usually comes on the long ball.
They're patient. That's the one thing you know you're going to get with Florida State. But they're getting a guy on the mound in Blake Sanderson who can really fill a strike zone up. Was recruited as a two-way player, so position player and pitcher. Now just on the mound. Fastball could bump a 90-91, but he's going to live usually 88 to 90. Fastball, slider, changeup for a strike whenever he wanted to. But really athletic out there. Can field his position as well as anybody.
6 innings worked last time out for Sanderson in the Conference USA tournament. Allowed 5 earned on 8 hits. 0-1 as he gets ahead in the count to Mike Salvatore. And the second pitch is ripped into left field. Mitchell Hardigan over to get it on a hop, and Salvatore is on base with a leadoff single. FAU can pick it pretty well. Tied for second in Conference USA in double plays. 4th overall in fielding percentage. Hardigan, Rivera, Morganson in the outfield. Montez and Alvarez on the left side. Baez and Summerall on the right side for FAU with their leader, their catcher, Pedro Pages behind the plate. Underway in time asked for and granted by home plate umpire Chris Koski. And he jumps on the first pitch and rips it to right. So Florida State must have had a feeling Blake Sanderson was going to be in and around the strike zone, aggressive early. 3 pitches in and already 2 men on.
Yeah, that's what the scouting report will tell you. I mean, it's not a ton of swing and miss stuff. 23 walks, 72 strikeouts, and 91 2/3 this year for Sanderson. So you know he's going to be around the zone. Florida State, known as a very patient offense, been aggressive so far. 2 hits on 3 pitches.
And this is Drew Mendoza now. One of 6 that will bat from the left side against the right-hander Sanderson in this lineup. Mendoza, 14 home runs on the season. Junior from Mineola, Florida. First team all ACC, and hit 500 in the ACC tournament in Durham. Pool play, it was just a 2-game stay for Florida State in Durham, but that was just fine for them. They did enough to get into this tournament as an at-large. Head coach Mike Martin, 11 in the visitors' dugout. Rare to be on the road here in the opening round for Florida State. They went 0-2 at home last year. First time in a road regional since 2010 when they were the #1 seed at UConn, and they went 3-0. $14 home runs for Mendoza, as you saw, but only 1 over the last 15 games. Not your typical power hitter in this regard. In that same span where he's failed to deliver the power, it's not like he's striking out a lot, only 13 strikeouts.
This is crazy. I mean, for the run that they've had. First time not a 1 or a 2 seed since Mike Martin has been there. 40 years they've either been a 1 or a 2 seed until this year.
Little dribbler out in front of the mound. It's a fair ball. Pages goes to third. Montez to first. Too late. Heads up play by the veteran catcher.
Yeah, that's good work because if Pages doesn't get to it that quick, that ball the way it was spinning because it was right off the cap of Mendoza's bat, it's probably going to go foul. Talk about Pages being one of the leaders of this club, and watch him hop. Barehanded. Spin of that's out. Probably that looked like it may have stayed fair. Mendoza has big-time power. He doesn't run great, though, and they just about had that double play turn if it's a little bit quicker by Montez at third base. That's 2 outs on that. Mendoza, and remember this as this game goes on, so a few change-ups right there. It was all the way out in front of that.
Pages, a Buster Award semifinalist for the Buster Posey Award semifinalist for the 2nd straight season. And Robbie Martin stands in and looks at a pitch low. And the ACC all-freshman team. Martin out of Tampa Jefferson. Been an up and down season for both he and this Florida State team. but a 346 average, and that includes a streak during the middle of the season where he had an 0 for 20. Up the middle off of the pitcher. Karams over towards Summerall at first, and wisely Sanderson able to cover and stick with the play. Just your typical 1-3-1 force out.
Never a doubt. We talked about the athleticism of Blake Sanderson on the mound, and he shows it right here. It may have been a double play if it gets all the way through. The middle infield was pinched a little bit, but the minute it goes off his leg, watch the next move. And he doesn't break stride going to first base. If he's not covering, they don't get Martin right there, but immediately knows when it goes off his leg, now he's got to turn into a fielder again, busts it over to first base, takes the flip from Summerall, and gets the second out.
Back to work with Matthew Nelson at the plate. Nelson, a freshman from Largo, Florida, Calvary Christian High School. Caught fire late April. That went off the thumbs, almost literally. I'm told there's great snorkeling in Largo. That's coming from our director, Steve Turnberger.
That's important information.
If you disagree, take it up with that guy. Florida State had a great one behind the plate last year, Cal Raleigh. He was drafted, ended up signing late, third round with Seattle. And they rode him this time of year last year in the ACC tournament. Really got hot and carried the team. Now he's got a chance for September call-up. Ball and 2 strikes to Nelson. What a job by Blake Sanderson. First 3 pitches, he had allowed 2 hits. Fights his way through, and we've got Florida Atlantic coming to the plate after this.
Save time and money with Honey, the smart shopping assistant. Download it for free today.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is your rental counter. And this is you, already on the road. With Turo, this is compact, standard, and full size. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
Legend John McCormick in the home dugout today. 11th season as FAU's head coach. 29th season at the school. And he's led FAU to its 6th NCAA tournament appearance. His 2nd straight. FAU won Conference USA regular season, made it to the championship game in Biloxi last week before losing to Southern Miss. This is a tough and talented team led by the leadoff hitter, Eric Rivera.
It's an older team, too. I mean, it's a lot of juniors and seniors in this lineup. Rivera's been their most consistent all year. He's one of the few that really runs, too. 11 stolen bases on the year for Rivera. But top to bottom, almost everybody in this lineup is at or above 300. FAU can be a very offensive team.
Drew Parrish has been Florida State's ace all season long, even if he hasn't necessarily pitched like it. It's been an up and down year for the junior from Rockledge, Florida. The scouting report.
The stuff is not an issue. The changeup's probably his best off-speed. Fastball is a swing and miss fastball. Consistency is the question. He punched out 13 against Wake in his last start in 5 2/3 innings. The start before that against Louisville gave up 10 runs in an inning plus. So it's not a stuff issue. It's just whether or not he can throw it over the plate and get the swing and miss.
It seems like he's also been the victim of poor offensive outings when he does struggle. 3 games this season, including the one you mentioned. He struck out 10 or more, but also 3 games where he's allowed 5 earned runs or more. Second offering to Rivera is popped up in center. Flowers coming in. And the center fielder / closer puts it away for out number 1. Here's how Florida State lines it up. They've had a tough time fielding the ball this year. Bottom third of the ACC in double plays. Second to last in fielding percentage. Becker gets a start in left. His second straight start there, along with Flowers and Albert. Mendoza, Salvatore on the left side, DeSetis and Carter Smith on the right side. With Matt Nelson behind the plate, they swapped Salvatore and DeSetis about midway through the season. You don't see that very often, but it seems to have paid off.
Yeah, they were hoping the freshman DeSetis could be their everyday shortstop. A little bit more athletic than Salvatore, but Salvatore more dependent when he gets it. That's the reason. And you got a third baseman in Mendoza who's uber athletic, but he's fielding below 900. And the freshman DeSetis at second field 924. It's been an issue for Florida State all year.
That's 25 errors on the left side of the infield for the Seminoles. Andrew Summerall at the plate. Summerall, red shirt sophomore from North Palm Beach, Florida, out of Palm Beach Gardens. They knocked the cover off the ball in Biloxi, where Summerall hit .353. One of 3 games underway nationally right now over in Atlanta. Coastal Carolina and Auburn are scoreless in the first inning, and Campbell's playing NC State in Greenville, North Carolina. They too are scoreless. Summerall goes down swinging, 2 down. Well, the highlights for the Owls have come on the offensive side. It's a team that can hit it. They're also very patient at the plate. As you mentioned, they don't run very often. Rivera, the only one double-digit steals, leading the conference in average, and 7 runs per game is CUSA's best.
Yeah, there's not a lot of holes in this offense. I mean, the only one that they don't do a lot of is running, but besides that, it's top to bottom. First 8 in the lineup are above 300 on the year. Home runs are pretty spread out. There's the changeup right there to Pedro Pages, and you'll see a fair amount of those, especially against a right-hander from Parrish.
Enjoyed spending time with Pages yesterday. 6th in the league in walks. A rarity in college baseball in that his coaches allow Pages to call his own game. He was Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year. 2nd team All-Conference. 3-year starter and a captain. And 3 pitches to take care of him. That'll close the first inning. Just 11 pitches needed for Drew Parrish. First time on the mound today. Scoreless through 1 in Athens.
Maytag knows extra dirty clothes need extra cleaning power. That's why the power of the extra power button makes Maytag extra powerful. Wow, dirt doesn't stand a chance against this kind of power. Get a load of this. That laundry is stacked. Not bad, huh?
May is Maytag month. Get great deals on powerful Maytag appliances right now.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is your rental counter. And this is you, already on the road. With Turo, this is compact, standard, and full size. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
They gave off twice to get in the field.
Mike Martin with an exhale after understanding that Florida State was back in the big dance, and there was a reason for that. There were some question marks as to whether or not FSU would get in.
That exhale right now, or right there, tells a lot about it.
First pitch blasted by J.C. Flowers, deep left center, and that got out in a hurry, over the trees and gone. He's got 11 saves, so now he has 13 home runs.
The aggressiveness of this Florida State offense continues right there. J.C. Flowers, starting center fielder, closer. You don't see that very often, but there is some juice in this bat. First pitch fastball down in the zone, and that's a no-doubter. Flowers knew it the minute that it left his bat, and Knowles strike first.
That dude's going to be fun to watch, isn't he? He already is.
Yeah, he is. In the back end of a bullpen, he is a lockdown closer.
Second pitch, right center, tracked down by Rivera. DeSantis is retired. J.C. Flowers giving Florida State the lead. Another ACC team in trouble. NC State came to the plate trailing Campbell 4-0.
Campbell showing up early.
Flowers getting into the power swing here in his junior season. Carter Smith looks at a fastball away, 1-0. Smith pops it up. Late jump, Rivera won't get there in time. Florida State seems to have a pretty good read on Blake Sanderson.
You can tell the book coming in. He doesn't have a ton of swing and miss stuff. I know he had the strikeout in the first with the elevated fastball, but this is not the aggressiveness you usually see from Florida State. But I think the thought is if you sit there and wait and are that patient at the plate, you're going to end up in an 0-2 hole, and the best one you get, maybe one of the first two. That's 4 hits already for the Noles.
Tim Becker getting another start in left field, his second straight. They've been starting Elijah Cabell there, the freshman from Florida, originally committed to LSU. But Cabell's strikeout numbers through the roof. He's already set the single season school record for Ks. And Becker lifts one high and deep to right. Short porch there towards the scoreboard and off of it. 2-run bomb for Tim Becker. His first home run of the season comes at a perfect time.
That's a pretty cool moment for the senior right there. Tim Becker hasn't got a ton of starts this year, and he hasn't done this. Like a changeup down, you can see the reaction from Sanderson right there, because that is right into the swing path for the left hand. Drops the head right on it. We talked about the ball flying, and it is flying at Foley Field. But for Becker, his first home run of the year gives the Noles a 3-0 lead. That's 5 hits, first time through the lineup for Florida State, 2 home runs.
Talking with Blake Sanderson yesterday, he said what makes him stand out, and his coach said the same thing, his ability to stay calm under pressure. His focus, he said, is always on the next pitch. Tall task for Sanderson now. Salvatore singled against him his first time up. And the home run for Tim Becker is even more, I guess, powerful considering the decision that this coaching staff has had to make in putting Becker in the lineup in place of Cabell recently. I
think it's just a consistency play. Cabell has a massive upside. I mean, it's the best raw power of anybody probably in this region. But there's been so much swing and miss. Thought they'd get more consistency with Becker. I don't think they thought they'd get the home run, but they'll take both.
Pages tried to frame it. 2-2. Knocked down by Montez. Recovers, finds, and airmails it to first. Salvatore going to try to go to second. Over to scoop it up is Summerall. And Florida State with a good fan backing here. One of the biggest alumni clubs in the country resides just an hour and a half away in Atlanta. And the Animals have made the trip up from Tallahassee and from Atlanta to help cheer this team on.
We may get a hit and an error right here, and you can see a little double clutch right there from Montez, and when he did double clutch, then everything starts to speed up. Ball sails. Andrew Summerall at first base can't come down with it. Salvatore, the minute he saw that ball get away, is standing at second base. So David Kopp, the pitching coach, will make his way out a little bit earlier than he wanted to today, I think, just to settle things down. But Blake Sanderson has now faced 10 guys. 3 runs in for Florida State, 5 hits, and another one there that could have been one.
A rule at E5 all the way. 12th error of the season on Joe Montez. Here's Reese Albert. Albert singled his first time up. They're in the second inning in Greenville, North Carolina. Campbell leads NC State 4-zip. State has 5 wins this season when trailing by 4 or more, tied for 4th most in Division I, so don't count out the Wolfpack just yet. "64 teams and 32 games throughout the country today. And Albert fouls it straight back off of Pages.
Change up again there from Sanderson, and that's been the best one so far. That's what Mendoza capped right out in front of home plate. Albert out in front of that one.
Do you like the game that Pedro Pages is calling so far?
Yeah, and I love the fact that he's calling his own. Wish we'd see more of that in this college game.
Asked John McCormick about that yesterday, and he said, when I have a veteran catcher, I'm comfortable doing it. And he said something that was music to our ears. He said, you know, it helps with pace of play. Second strikeout for Sanderson.
Yeah, both have come on elevated fastballs after an off-speed pitch, and you can see Pages right there. Once that ball up and out of the zone, got it right there. Glove elevated. He's standing up a little bit more just to make sure that Sanderson gets it up there. Had a swing and a miss to Matthew Nelson for a strikeout in the first, elevated fastball, and then that time to Albert, same pitch.
Here's Drew Mendoza.
You're Mendoza, you got to be sitting first pitch changeup here. So he gets a fastball. You know, that swing, it looked like he may have been sitting first pitch changeup. The guy everybody was talking about when he showed up on campus because he looks like a big leaguer.
6'5", 230. Is he a big leaguer?
Not at third base. No, offensively, yeah. I mean, there's pieces from Mendoza. The power is real. the patience is real. 64 walks, 64 strikeouts on the year from Mendoza. That's why the on-base percentage is just shy of 500. OPS well above 1,000. The issue has just been defensive.
15 errors at third. Where do you put him?
I don't know. I mean, you probably got to put him at first. Feet aren't great, but the hands are. He can hit.
MLB draft Monday night. And this one's a towering shot to right. And that one is gone. Another home run for Florida State, their third this inning. Blake Sanderson entered this game having allowed 9 home runs all year. And now a quarter of the home runs he's given up have come in this frame.
Looks like a slider that just ended up coming right back into the barrel. I like the changeup against Mendoza better because it goes away from the barrel. This is a slider. It comes right back in, and you can see the reaction of Sanderson again. I know that feeling. I remember that feeling. Some that come off the bat, you know exactly where they're going to land. And for Mendoza, his 15th home run of the year is the third in the inning for Florida State.
Flowers hit his 13th, Becker hit his first, and now Mendoza his 15th. They put the shift down for Robbie Martin.
And he was going to take the single right there. Martin showed the bunt, and if they're going to give him this look, he may try to do it again. They keep Alvarez at short, which I like on a shift. Third baseman Montez pushes to the right side of the infield, so you keep your shortstop in his normal position. But if Martin gets a bunt down that way, it's a knock. This time they turn him loose 2-0.
There's ball 4. It's a first walk for Sanderson. And Florida State will bat around here in the second inning. 5 runs already in and 1 on with 2 out for Matthew Nelson. Owls already have Eric Keating up in the bullpen. Senior Blake Sanderson comes inside and is fouled off 1-1. Two and 1. Little flare, and that one drops. Headed to third base is Martin. And the table set again for J.C. Flowers, who started this inning with a moonshot to left.
Now it's just going all Florida State's way because even the flares are falling. That one got in on the hand of Nelson. Nothing that Eric Rivera, who can really defend out in center field, can do on that one. Now you got to face this guy again. J.C. Flowers hit one that was a no-doubter to get the party started this inning for the Noles.
And these haven't been wall scrapers.
No.
These are lift and separate. Flowers showing bunt. We've got one still stuck in the scoreboard that came off the bat of Tim Becker. That's where Becker's pitch landed. Little half swing from Flowers. Didn't mean to do that. And that will bring it in to the Florida State second. They sent 10 to the plate. They're able to push 5 runs across on 5 hits, including 3 home runs.
J.C. Flowers got things started, then Tim Becker, the senior, with his first home run of the season, and Drew Mendoza with a no-doubter to right. 3 home runs in the inning, 5 runs for the Noles. They're up 5-0.
Maytag knows extra dirty clothes need extra cleaning power. That's why the power of the extra power button makes Maytag extra powerful. Wow. Dirt doesn't stand a chance against this kind of power. Get a load of this. That laundry is stacked. Not bad, huh?
May is Maytag month. Get great deals on powerful Maytag appliances right now.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is your rental counter. And this is you, already on the road. With Turo, this is compact, standard, and full size. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
Last time that Florida State hit 3 home runs in an inning was February this year against Youngstown State. Flowers wasn't in on it there. It was Albert, Mendoza, and Martin. But this time, Becker with his first career home run, Drew Mendoza with his 15th of the year, and you saw J.C. Flowers, it was his 13th. And so Florida State with some breathing room. Here's Bobby Morganson. He had a big home run earlier this season, the junior from Omaha. Where did he go to high school?
All junior Jays.
Creighton Prep. Had a grand slam late in the game against Florida in FAU's win against Kevin O'Sullivan and the Gators. You got a high school scouting report on Morganson, who went to Hutchinson Community College?
He went to Hutch for 2 years now at FAU, and I can get one.
3 state championships for Pat Mooney.
Pat Mooney was my JV coach. Been a varsity coach for a while now. We got a lot of junior Jays playing this weekend now. With Omaha in and Creighton in and Nebraska in.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Nebraska kids all over the place.
Just as many schools, well, one fewer school in Nebraska in the tournament than the entire state of Florida. They have more than Texas, A&M, Tech, Sam Houston.
Baylor.
Probably should have done some research before we showed up. Breaking ball in for a strike. 3 straight strikeouts for Drew Parrish.
Yeah, this one on the slider. Probably his 3rd best pitch when you look at Parrish, but this one locks up the left-hander Morganson. He thought it was a little bit outside. Let's see. Pretty good job right there. That's a good pitch. Matthew Nelson didn't move the glove, was sitting out or 3rd. 3 straight strikeouts for Parrish.
Francisco Urbaez, a junior from Santo Domingo, the Dominican Republic. Fouls one straight back. Went to junior college, Chipola Junior College, 8th in Conference USA in on-base percentage. And 10th in Conference USA in average, hitting .330. Drew Parrish has retired all 4 batters he's faced so far. And this one's lined into left field. Tim Becker over to scoop it up. Urbaez looking for a double, and he'll go in standing up. First hit of the game for FAU.
It's good work from Arbaez to keep this barrel in the zone as long as he did. It's a changeup from Parrish, but even though Arbaez is a little bit out in front of it, the hand stayed back enough. So watch, bottom half will go a little bit, hands stay all the way in, and then barrel stays in the zone long enough to barrel that pitch up and hook it down a left field line. It's the first hit of the game for the Owls. Arbaez on there with a one-out double.
Mitchell Hardigan to the plate with one on and one out. Four of Hardigan's 6 home runs came in Conference USA play. Freshman from Jupiter. A lot of Jupiter connections here over the course of this regional, including Mercer's head coach, Craig Gibson. They'll be in action with Georgia later tonight. And John McCormick, when he started his career at FAU, was an assistant coach alongside Jupiter's Kevin O'Sullivan. Florida's head coach won the national title 2 years ago. That was a fun visit with Coach McCormick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2-1 to Hardigan. Conference USA Coach of the Year. Guys we talked to raved about how he treats his team and the players, and the word that kept coming up was family.
I'll tell you what, I mean, FAU's been a really consistent program. And 40 wins this season. They get in as an at-large because Southern Miss beat them in the Conference USA Finals. But John McCormick's been there 11 years, 400 wins right on the button. Lost 2 out of 3 to Miami this year. Beat the Gators up pretty good in Gainesville.
Full count now to Hardigan. Had 5 hits in the Conference USA tournament. Same high school as Kevin O'Sullivan and Dante Bichette. Not only did they win the 9A state championship last year at Jupiter High School, but he graduated with a 4.0 GPA. Rawlings, perfect game, honorable mention, All-America. Then went to a summer league last year, the Collegiate League of Palm Beaches, even though he had yet to play a college game, and he hit nearly 400. At 397 against college guys. That's a pretty good start for Hardigan.
Yeah, he's the only freshman in this lineup, too. A lot of juniors. Montez a senior.
Breaking ball misses low, and FAU's got 2 on with 1 out, trailing by 5. Florida Atlantic, 22-8, Conference USA, a 40-win season again. 8 regulars hitting over 300. We'll see what they do with the DH slot today. That could make 9 in this lineup. Won 7 of the last 9 games before their last game. They lost to Southern Miss in the championship game of the Conference USA tournament in Biloxi, Mississippi.
They started 3-6. Illinois swept them. Once they got into league, FAU really turned it on.
And when they started 3-6, John McCormick, after they swept Cincinnati, which is, by the way, a tournament team, met with the team on the field after game number 9 and ripped up the stats. So none of it matters. Montez rips it to third. Mendoza gloves to second. Got him, a double play to end the inning. Tough luck frame for FAU.
Montez hit it on the button, but Mendoza playing deep over at third base, shading towards the line. One step to his right, spin, strong throw to second, close, but a double play to get out of it. FAU put some good swings on it, but the double play keeps it 5-0 in Athens.
Extra power button, extra power button. You're looking buff.
May is Maytag month. Get great deals on powerful Maytag appliances right now.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is your rental counter. And this is you, already on the road. With Turo, this is compact, standard, and full size. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
Florida State faithful have made the trip here, and a couple of different reasons to cheer for this Florida State team. Nander De Cetas, freshman from Panama City, Panama, to the plate. Played his high school ball at Montverde Academy in Florida. Same school that produced Ben Simmons and Francisco Lindor. Highest rated position player to come to college this year. There's De Cetas and Lindor at a Rays game when Cleveland was in town. And De Cetas sends a line drive to right. Bobby Morganson didn't have to move much. One down.
It's got a chance to be pretty special by the time it's done. The question about De Cetas coming out was just the bat, and whether or not the bat would play at the next level. Good decision to come to college, because from an athletic standpoint, it's next level. They think ultimately he will stick at shortstop, just needed a year to kind of get his feet under him at the Division I level, moved over to second.
Carter Smith rips it foul. What's the biggest challenge for a youngster plugged in at short early on?
I mean, arm strength is your biggest concern, just whether or not they can handle that. For De Cetas, it was a little bit of everything. And I think Mike Martin just looked at it and said, I've got a senior in Salvatore that has played the position before. Made the move to second base because of the athleticism of De Cetas, but the consistency of Salvatore just won out.
The 0-2 to Carter Smith. Wait, Blake Sanderson, best defensive pitcher for this Florida Atlantic team. Fifth-year senior, team captain. And a line to center, coming in Rivera. 2 down. FSU's been squaring a lot of them up, including this one to Tim Becker.
First
With
career
one out
home
in the
run.
second.
How about that? Senior getting a start. And for Becker, it's just his 4th start of the year. They got to figure out a way to get to the ball. Man. Still sitting out there in the ball. First career home run comes in a regional. Oh, it's got to go home with it.
Over to first, a 1-2-3 frame worked by Sanderson. After a 10-batter second, he faces just 3 in the third. 5-0 FSU.
Good morning, Janet.
Oh, what's good about it?
Nothing.
What's wrong with Janet?
She found out I paid less than her for the same dress.
How'd you do that?
I used Honey. Whenever I shop online, Honey finds the biggest savings and applies them for me automatically.
So do you think Janet will mind if I get the same dress?
Save time and money with Honey, the smart shopping assistant. Download it for free today.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is your rental counter. And this is you, already on the road. With Turo, this is compact, standard, and full size. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
Welcome back to the NCAA tournament. Game 1 of the road to Omaha. 64 teams in the regionals, all in action today, weather permitting. 32 games throughout the country. That'll send 16 on to the super regionals, and then 8 to Omaha. 4-team double elimination here in the regionals, and then next weekend best of 3. Alfredo Alvarez at the plate for FAU, batting in the 8-hole. Junior from Puerto Rico. And he looks at a curveball for strike 3, 4th strikeout for Alvarez.
Big breaking ball there from Parrish, and left on left. That's been a pretty good pitch for him so far. Alvarez just frozen. I think he read fastball up right here and just can't pull the trigger. That one drops down on the outside part. Parrish has faced 8. He struck out 4 so far.
So it brings Richie Nitza to the plate for FAU. This is officially a pinch hit appearance for Nitza. Coach McCormick using that phantom DH to get a feel for how the game was turning out. He had tomorrow's starting pitcher originally penciled in the 9-hole. 265 average. And he skies one to second base. DeSantis calls for it. 2 down. For more coverage of the Division I baseball regionals and interactive brackets, go to ncaa.com.
Interactive brackets are back.
Yeah. Well, it's the only way to do it, really.
It is. It is. A bracket that isn't interactive, just it's not with the times.
Interactive, like, could bring me a coffee? That kind of interactive?
Ask.
Eric Rivera in the leadoff spot. Led Conference USA in hits this season. He has started every game this season. He has led off every game. And he has started every game in his 3 seasons in the program except for 1. He got benched 1 game. He said it was a great experience, as frustrated as he was that day. Parrish puts him down with just 8 pitches, or 9. Let's call it 9. We'll hear from 11. Speaking of numbers, Dollar Yo after this.
Grove makes my life better in a lot of ways. Natural cleaning products come to my doorstep. I don't have to go anywhere. When you have a kid, it's really helpful to have things come to your house. So why not do the same with my cleaning products?
I love Grove because everything on their site is safe to use. They have very high standards and they vet everything, so I know it's going to be safe.
Grove makes me feel like I have control over my life. I have my time back and I can get what I need without going to the store.
Go to grove.co today to get your free $30 Mrs. Meyer's cleaning kit.
Daddy's just gonna see if he can find a deal. Yeah. Oh, that didn't work. One more try. Oh. Dad, just use Honey. You just shop like normal, and Honey automatically finds and applies the best savings for you, so you stop wasting time. I'm taking the car. Buckle up.
Save time and money with Honey, the smart shopping assistant. Download it for free today.
Tom Hart, Kyle Peterson, happy to be joined by 11. Head coach Mike Martin. Coach, welcome back to the postseason first and foremost. Does it ever get old making it to the NCAA tournament?
Never, Tom, never. The excitement in the dugout is second to none. It's what every young man aspires to when he shows up at Florida State, and fortunately we got back here.
11, we showed the video of the selection show, and there was a big exhale from your after you heard. I'm just wondering what was going through your mind as you're watching that show, because never before, I don't think you've ever had to worry about whether your name's going to be called.
You know, that's such a hard question to answer because so much was going through my mind, and that did we have enough quality wins? Did we, the 17 that we had in the league, is that enough? There's just things going through your mind, but the committee certainly gave us the benefit of the doubt, and I'm just very, very proud and pleased that we're here playing baseball.
Well, you're making them look prescient today with 3 home runs in the 3rd inning, including your senior Tim Becker with his first career home run. What was going through your mind when he hit that one off the scoreboard?
Well, Tom, we saw him last year in the program that we have at the school, in which guys that just show up play, and he was on that team. And he came out in the fall, and we liked him in the fall. One thing led to another, and here he is playing in a regional tournament and hitting a home run.
Never doubt, huh?
Never
doubt. 11, good talking to you, man.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Thanks so much. Great to see you.
Thank you.
They have a club program at Florida State, and this Seminoles team has a couple of players that were playing in that club program, including Becker, and a pitcher that we may see out of the bullpen over the course of this weekend.
How cool is that? Playing club baseball last year, gets a chance. This year comes out and hits a jack in the regionals.
One and 2 to Albert, and he sends a long fly ball foul into the corner. You think about the history of this program under Mike Martin, guys like Tim Becker, Letterman, guys like Buster Posey and J.D. Drew and our very own Eduardo Perez. We've had just about every type of player and student athlete come through the program in his 4 decades.
These are Golden Spikes winners. J.D. won it. Buster won it. Had a Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
Prime time. There's been some guys roll through that program.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Reese Albert, who singled in the first. In addition to how deep this FSU team can go, the other question left unanswered is who will take over for the legend? Albert goes down swinging. Ever wondered how he got the nickname? It certainly matches the number on his back. Here's Eduardo Perez with the Hall of Famer.
As a freshman, when I first got here, I wanted number 11 because that was the number I was in high school. All I heard is, well, 11 has 11. And I'm like, who's 11? And then I realized, I'm like, oh, Mike Martin's 11. I better stick with 24. Why 11?
Oh, that goes back to when I was an assistant and I worked with the outfielders. Our center fielder was a guy named Jim Busby, and Buzzer always had some nickname for everybody. After about, I'd say 15 minutes of shagging in the outfield, he screamed at me across the field, "Lem, are we ever gonna get to hit?" And the next day, I guess 7 or 8 guys called me 11. 45 years later, they're still calling me 11.
And long after he takes that jersey off, he'll always be known as 11. Baseball's unique that way, where the head coach is in uniform every day. I can't think of anyone else that has a nickname like that. 2 and 2.
We had Mark Marquis at Stanford was 9, and it was 9 when you got there. But around this program, they say 11. Everybody knows exactly who they're talking about. The guy that's won more games than anybody else.
'47 season at Florida State, 40 as a head coach, 5 years an assistant, and a couple years as a player after starting in junior college. Drew Mendoza hit a 2-run home run in the second. And Mendoza flicked this one towards the line. Hardigan with a long run and foul. Mendoza will come back to the plate. Animals travel.
Travel pretty well. Place is going to be jammed tonight now.
Yeah.
Georgia Mercer, 6 o'clock on SEC Network, sold out.
Tracked down by Hardigan. 7 straight retired for Sanderson going back to the second inning. It's a 5-0 FSU advantage.
Maytag knows extra dirty clothes need extra cleaning power. That's why the power of the extra power button makes Maytag extra powerful. Wow, dirt doesn't stand a chance against this kind of power. Get a load of this. That laundry is stacked. Not bad, huh?
May is Maytag month. Get great deals on powerful Maytag appliances right now.
How did that happen? Do I want to save money? Do you even have to ask? I can't believe how easy this is. This is amazing. What?
Welcome back to the NCAA tournament presented by Capital One. Here's a look at our the Baton Rouge bracket. Arizona State got welcomed in a big way. They got personalized desserts at their team dinner last night. Stony Brook back to Red Stick.
How about that? Stony Brook in their run to Omaha had to go through LSU and Super Regionals. There's some offense now in that regional. Arizona State, Spencer Torkelson, Hunter Bishop, both over 20 home runs.
And LSU playing motivated baseball down the stretch. They kept us up late at the SEC tournament. Had a game that ended at 4:03 a.m. Eastern. And LSU lost that game to Mississippi State. Would come back 2 days later, I think it was. It all kind of ran together and eliminated the Bulldogs. Mississippi State home in the Starkville Regional. Andrew Summerall struck out swinging first time up against Drew Parrish. 2-2. Over in Greenville, North Carolina State got out of a bases-loaded jam against Campbell in the top of the third. Now in the bottom of the third, the Wolfpack threatening. They're down 4-1. It's going to be an interesting regional. Home of the Pirates at ECU.
Yeah, I like that Wolfpack offense. Question is just if they've got enough pitching to get through a regional, especially if they lose a game. Second time today that Summerall's gone down swinging, and that breaking ball from Parrish has been very, very good today, especially against the left-handers. More changeups against the righties, more curveballs against the lefties.
And now Pedro Page is coming to the plate. Auburn has a 2-1 lead on Coastal Carolina, bottom of the third. That's at Russ Chandler Stadium in Atlanta. First pitch strike. Pedro Pages is from Doral, Florida, but originally his family from Venezuela. He came to the United States on a vacation when he was 4 years old, and Dad said, you know what, it's a pretty good spot. Let's go back home, get the rest of our stuff, and move here for good.
Come on back.
Pulled just foul. More walks and strikeouts for Pages over the last 2 years. And this one is lined into left. Becker will track it down only after it gets off the wall. Page is at 243 pounds, lumbering towards second. He'll slide in safe. One out double for Pages, setting the table for Bobby Morganson.
I like this swing now. He ripped a changeup foul a few pitches before. This time gets a fastball, gets ahead of the bat out there. 2 hits on the day for FAU. Both are doubles. Fastball down, and Pages 2 hops the left field wall.
Salvatore, the shortstop, double clutched it. Maybe had a shot at Pages. Seven home runs in the season for Morganson. Better batting average in conference than out of conference. Three 3-0 now to Morganson. Struck out looking in the second. Hard to compare apples and oranges, but FAU came in as the best offensive team in this regional. Runs per game, average, and doubles perspective. They've had a consistent lineup all season in Conference USA play, which is a very respectable league. The only question is how many of those numbers are inflated against the bottom third of the league in CUSA. One is lifted to center. Flowers on a dead sprint towards the gap. He will not get there. That ball is taken off and into the trees. Two-run bomb for Bobby Morganson.
How about the Omaha kid going left on left and hitting it in the parking lot? Struck out his first at bat. This time stays on it. We talked about the ball flying today, and it is. I mean, what wind there is going to help it go, but just stays on an outside fastball. Drives one out of here, and the Owls offense starting to come alive here in the inning. One out double from Pages, and now Bobby Morganson gets him on the board with a two-run jack.
FAU scored 6 or more runs 41 times this season, second most in Division I. And 11 going to come out and have a word with Drew Parrish. This is a big ballpark from left field to center. 350 down the left field line, 370 to the power alleys, and about 400 to straightaway center. But we've been here many times before. The ball can really carry.
Yeah, it plays small. I mean, 350 down the left field line, when you see it, you think that it's going to play pretty big. It doesn't, and it definitely doesn't to right field. 4 home runs already today, and all of them have gotten out pretty comfortably.
Temporary bleachers set up for this regional. They've sold every ticket possible. Although you could hang out at the greenhouse if you want. I'm sure if you show up with a couple refreshments, they'll let you watch from the back deck. Wind blowing out straightaway center. So what's that discussion like when head coach of 40-plus years comes to the mound?
You know, the one thing Mike Martin, when he was talking about Drew Parrish, he said sometimes he's a little bit too competitive. When he's out there, he just kind of has a linebacker mentality. I think some of that was probably just to dial him down a little bit. Gives up the home run, remind him, hey, we're up 5-2, and there's been a lot of swing and miss today.
Francisco Urbaez 1 for 1 with a double. Only Owl with double-digit home runs. He's hit 10 of them. Underneath this one to right. Reese Albert will come all the way around. 2 down. We'll hear from head coach John McCormick in the next half inning. Here's Mitchell Hartigan. Hartigan drew a walk in the second. Parrish delivers a fastball down, 1-0. yanked foul. Back to the breaking ball. One-two to Hardigan. Didn't chase that breaking ball. Three straight. And strikeout number 6. FAU showed the bats in the 4th. Back-to-back extra base hits from Pages and Morganson. And they're within striking distance. We'll talk with their head coach after this.
Grove makes my life better in a lot of ways. Natural cleaning products come to my doorstep. I don't have to go anywhere. When you have a kid, it's really helpful to have things come to your house. So why not do the same with my cleaning products?
I love Grove because everything on their site is safe to use. They have very high standards and they vet everything, so I know it's going to be safe.
Grove makes me feel like I have control over my life. I have my time back and I can get what I need without going to the store.
Go to grove.co today to get your free $30 Mrs. Meyer's cleaning kit.
How did that happen?
Do I want to save money? Do you even have to ask? Oh! I can't believe how easy this is. This is amazing. What?
Tom Hart with Kyle Peterson. Happy to be joined by FAU head coach John McCormick. Coach, back to the NCAA tournament, second season in a row. You're 6th since you've been the head coach here. What defines this FAU program in your eyes?
Oh, family, a little grittiness. Those two things probably epitomize what we're about.
John, you got an Omaha kid, and he just came through for you right there. So the 2-run home run from Morganson. What are you seeing against Paris right now, and what's your offense need to get going?
Well, we got to concentrate on more strikes. He's gotten us out plenty out of the zone. Chris has a good zone, and we got to use it to our advantage and make him throw some more pitches, which Bobby got in a good count and hit the ball hard. Yeah. We've got to stay away from swinging at his pitch.
On the 2-0 count, this pitch is fouled away. Before we let you go, I want to ask you about the guy in the dugout opposite you. I know you have great respect for the legendary coaches who have come through college baseball. You're sitting at 400 wins, which is a great accomplishment. The guy across from you is headed to the Hall of Fame. What's it like coaching against Mike Martin?
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's I don't want to say a dream come true, but it's an honor to be on the same field with him, especially everything that's going on. Like I said in the pregame, without him, I wouldn't have a great job in college baseball. Him and Ron Frazier and a couple others, what they did for the sport, 35 years ago, 40 years ago is amazing, and we should all be grateful to him.
Coach, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Throughout the weekend.
You got it.
Florida State with a 5-2 lead, and that's exactly what he was talking to us about in the meeting yesterday, whether it's Mike Martin or Rod Dado, Ron Frazier, Augie Garrido, and all those guys who built the bridges for the next generation of great college coaches. Matthew Nelson down in the count, 0-1. Soft one hopper, took a funny hop over Baez. A little massé on that one, huh?
Yeah, there was a lot of massé on that one. Baez was going to get there. And if the ball bounces normally, I think Arbaez gloves it and ends up making a play at first, but it's off the cap, and so it's going to spin a little bit. Watch the break. The break is a good one. Now, bang, it's going to go back to the right side of Arbaez when he's breaking over there. There's nothing you do on that because, I mean, you're going to play it thinking it's going to bounce fairly normally. Instead, it goes exactly the opposite way, and Matthew Nelson has a 2-hit day.
Here's J.C. Flowers now. He's 1 for 2 with a home run. They're underway at Vanderbilt in the Nashville Regional. Sycamores of Indiana State trail McNeese 1-0, or McNeese to some.
You. Cowboys, did you see their unis when they flew in?
No.
Everybody got off the plane. Everybody had a cowboy hat on. Everybody had cowboy boots on. It was solid.
You a McNeese or a McNeese guy?
McNeese.
Campbell and NC State in a dogfight. 4th inning. Campbell up 4-3. This is game 1 of 2 today here in the Athens Regional. The number 1 seed in the regional and the national seed Georgia Bulldogs, a national seed for the 2nd straight season. They'll host Mercer tonight. Ball kicked away on ball 4 and get off the dugout railing instead of rolling into the dugout. That would have been the difference of 90 feet. 2 on with 1 out. For DeSetis coming up. UCLA, the number 1 national seed. They won the Pac-12 regular season. Vandy won the SEC regular season and the SEC tournament. And Georgia Tech, a 3 seed.
I think of those, Georgia Tech was probably the biggest surprise to be up that high. Didn't win the ACC tournament, went to the finals. See the Bulldogs later on tonight. Arkansas is a national seed again after being a pitch away from winning the whole thing last year.
Rope to right, but right to Morganson. Two down. Give me an Omaha team outside of that top 8.
Outside of the top 8? Stanford, for one. Stanford definitely has the pieces to get there. Oklahoma State, too. It would be an Oklahoma State Texas Tech super if everything holds.
Gonna have to rub up a lot of baseballs for that one.
Yeah, and Tech swept them this year. Tech swept them in Lubbock. But Oklahoma State's been on fire for the last month and a half.
They've started in Baton Rouge, Southern Miss, and Arizona State scoreless early on. In Starkville, the host Bulldogs are playing the early game. No score with Southern. And that's not an uncommon practice in this day and age as folks have gotten wise to the weather. You may not have the biggest crowd by playing at noon or 1 o'clock, but you just about guaranteed you're going to get it in. Chanticleer has hit their 88th home run of the season. They're tied with Auburn 2-2. Still early at Tech. This one's flicked into shallow center. Rivera comes on strong. It drops in front of him. Nelson will score from second on an RBI single from the 8-hole hitter Carter Smith, who has 2 knocks today.
For Blake Sanderson, he made his pitch right there, and you get the swing that you want from Carter Smith. It looks like a changeup. He's trying to go down and away. Smith just gets enough of it and puts it in the spot that nobody can go get it. This is the 3rd ball that's been like that in front of Rivera in center field. He's playing normal depth. There's absolutely nothing that he could do. It's just put in a spot that nobody can make a play. Noles answer back with 1 right here, up 6-2.
So here's Tim Becker. Mike Martin talked about how they found Becker. He was playing club ball at Florida State. Came out in the fall. They liked what they saw. And the other part of that is they had a need. I can't imagine Florida State has had a need very often where they've taken multiple guys off the club team. Right side sliding stop. Baez for out number 3. Baez couldn't get to one a few batters ago. It helps lead to a run. Seminoles by 4.
Grove makes my life better in a lot of ways. Natural cleaning products come to my doorstep. I don't have to go anywhere. When you have a kid, it's really helpful to have things come to your house. So why not do the same with my cleaning products?
I love Grove because everything on their site is safe to use. They have very high standards and they vet everything, so I know it's going to be safe.
Grove makes me feel like I have control over my life. I have my time back and I can get what I need without going to the store.
Go to grove.co today to get your free $30 Mrs. Meyer's cleaning kit.
Why is it so hard to find savings?
Just use Honey. You just shop like normal, and Honey will find and apply the biggest savings for you, automatically.
Nice.
It's so easy, you can do it in your sleep.
Save time and money with Honey, the smart shopping assistant. Download it for free today.
Second inning was a doozy for FSU. J.C. Flowers got it going with a shot into the trees, a solo home run to open the inning. 3 batters later, Tim Becker, the senior, walk-on, would send a 2-run shot off the scoreboard. And then Drew Mendoza would flash his power with another moon shot. 3 home runs in the inning for FSU, part of a 5-run frame. Florida Atlantic pushed 2 across in the 4th. FSU pushed the lead back to 4 with a single run a moment ago. So here we are, bottom of the 5th. Florida Atlantic, the 2 seed in this regional. FSU, the 3 seed. And so FAU is the home team. Joe Montez in the 7 hole. Montez hits one high and deep to center. Flowers to the wall, leaps, and it's off the camera deck. Wow, what a shot. Montez with home run number 9. The only guy who had to play was Chad, our cameraman.
That ball's hammered.
Chad deserves hazard pay.
Yeah, that when I saw the route of J.C. Flowers, it looked like he thought he was going to have a chance to catch it. Instead, it goes, but now we got it. We got it. We got a winner out there.
Turn that in at the concession stand for a snow cone or a fun dip. Your
That's
choice.
right. Or a quarter. For Joe Montez, 9th home run of the season. Fastball hammered out to center field. And the Owls offense starting to come alive right now. That's back-to-back innings with a home run.
What was J.C. Flowers thinking?
Did you see it?
Who was the guy for the Cardinals who climbed the wall and left only to have the ball fall on the warning track?
The warning track? Well, I don't remember.
One of those guys.
Nice fun dip reference.
Mm-hmm. Fun dip never gets old. I don't know who invented fun dip, but a stick of sugar.
They're smart.
Dip into Kool-Aid powder.
It's pretty high-level stuff.
Wilfredo Alvarez is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. J.C. Flowers thought he had a beat on it. That's being pretty confident in your vertical. Problem I've never had.
No, yeah, that thought's never gone through my mind.
This park is playing tiny today.
Plays into FAU's hands. I mean, it's definitely a really offensive club.
A walk to Alvarez. Second walk of the game from Drew Parrish.
Most part, Parrish's been around the zone today. And he's walked just 2, but the home run has been the thing that's really got him all year. It's now 15 home runs that Parrish has given up on the season. It's a strange combination. I mean, there's swing and miss. He's got 105 strikeouts and 76 innings coming in. Now he's given up 15 home runs.
Bunt back to Parrish. They say 2. He got it. Lead runner erased and almost turned 2. Great communication from FSU. 1 down.
Surprised to see FAU bunting right here. I know there's nobody out. You're at your 9-hole spot, but this offense has been pretty loud today. Goes right back to Parrish, who can really field the position. Left-hander spins and throws. Knowles can't turn to double play, but they do get the lead guy. FAU's they've only sack bunted 19 times on the year, so that's not something they do a ton. That one was kind of gift wrap for Parrish to get the lead out.
This is Eric Rivera breaking ball for a strike. They don't bunt much. They don't run much except for Rivera, who's 11 for 14. Rivera led Conference USA in hits during the regular season. And sends that one right under Parrish's spikes. First hit of the game, and FAU has 2 on with 1 out. 1 already in. And here's the 2-hole hitter, Andrew Summerall. So FSU gets 75 pitches to this point from Drew Parrish. Antonio Velez has been warming in the FSU pen. They got a lefty Summerall due up and then another lefty behind Pages in Morganson. He's the guy that homered opposite field last inning. So far today, Parrish 5 hits, 3 earned, over 4 1/3.
First time through the order, FAU really only hit 1 ball hard. It was a double by Urbaya. Second time through the order, it's been a different story. 2 runs last inning, double and a home run, another home run this inning. Rivera just laced one right back up the middle. I think Martin's going to stay with Parrish right now, but Velez is definitely ready in that Seminole bullpen. It's hard to play matchup with this Florida Atlantic lineup because it's offset. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, 1 through 8.
That's how I was trying to tell you to walk home last night.
We made it.
Right, left, right, left. You'll get there. Andrew Summerall has struck out twice, both times swinging. Is the curveball Parrish's best pitch so far today?
It's definitely been the pitch of choice to the left-handers. I'm surprised he hasn't thrown a few more changeups to left-handers because I do like his changeup for the most part better than the curveball. Both of the off-speed pitches probably been better than the fastball. The fastball's been number 3, I think.
Stephen Williams just hit a home run for the Auburn Tigers. They lead 6-2, home half of the 4th in Atlanta against Coastal Carolina. Meanwhile, Pat Winkle hit his 7th home run of the season for UConn. They have a 2-0 lead. Winner of this regional matches up with the winner of the Baton Rouge regional. Top 2 seeds there host LSU and 2 seed Arizona State. Lifted to right. Who wants it? Flowers in the gap, settles underneath, looking to tag Nitsa, and he's able to advance to third. And a fly out to right center, 2 down. So we could have, by the way, an all-SEC Super Regional, LSU, Georgia, or an all-Conference USA Super Regional should Southern Miss and FAU advance. They just played for the CUSA Championship last weekend in Biloxi, Mississippi. Pedro Pages is 1 for 2 with a double. Over the last couple of weeks of the regular season, the chat when it came to host sites in the postseason, and the hot topic was UCSB playing to be one of the top 16 seeds, and they would have hosted their regional in Las Vegas. And I don't know if Southern Miss would be in a position to host in years to come and would want to give away the home opportunity. But I'm sure their fans wouldn't mind traveling to Biloxi with a view of the Beau Rivage and Straightaway Center.
Yeah, talking to Greg Mamula, the third base coach for FAU, he was just talking about how great of a setting it is down there. They stay right by the ballpark, walk over. Down at the Conference USA tournament.
West Virginia is hosting in their new ballpark, just a few years old, right across the river from campus. That should be an interesting setting there. Duke and A&M in game one before the home team Mountaineers take the field later tonight. One pitch. Wave down. You can have a big-time pitching matchup if A&M and West Virginia both advance.
Yeah, you could. I would assume that West Virginia is going to hold Alec Manoah today, their ace, who's going to be a first-rounder. You can pick whichever ace you want for A&M, whether it's John Doxakis or Asa Lacy. One of those two would go tomorrow. So you could have a first-rounder go head-to-head day two. We could here too. If Florida State wins this, C.J. Van Eyck would go game two for Florida State, just a sophomore, but he's going to be a first-rounder next year. Georgia planning to go with Emerson Hancock day two.
Big curveball, and it missed low. Pages with a great eye at the plate. He said calling pitches behind the plate as a catcher has helped his plate discipline as a hitter.
Fastball in. I'm sorry, go ahead, Tom.
He said the only problem is sometimes he takes some pitches right down the middle. He said you get to give a little to get a little. Chase the breaking ball. Strikeout number 7. A solo home run from Montez started the inning, but FAU strands a pair. Florida State up 3.
What I love about products I find at Grove is that they're safe, they're natural, they're great for the entire family.
It's super important to me that I use safe cleaning products around my child. I care a lot about what I put in his body, so I don't know why it would be any different with cleaning products.
I thought switching to natural products would be more expensive, but with Grove, it's really not. They have very high standards and they vet everything, so I know it's going to be safe.
Grove gives me peace of mind. It's a really good feeling. Go to grove.co today to get your free $30 Mrs. Meyer's cleaning kit.
Nice.
Save time and money with Honey, the smart shopping assistant. Download it for free today.
Day one of the NCAA tournament, the top seed, the UCLA Bruins. They won the Pac-12 regular season. They're trying to break the curse of the number 1 seed, Miami in '99, the last top-seeded team to win the College World Series. SEC has 10 teams in the field of 64, including half of the top 8 seeds. Both of those numbers have tied tournament records. And the regular season of tournament champs from the SEC, Vanderbilt, won 22 out of the last 23. Folks at Harris have Vandy as the favorite to win the College World Series. Blake Sanderson's day is done. He'll give off to Dylan O'Connell, 6-foot sophomore from Pembroke Pines, Florida.
O'Connell out for the 24th time. He's been one of the primary relievers for the Owls all year. 3.67 ERA, just about a strikeout per inning.
Top third of the order for Florida State, Mike Salvatore, Reese Albert, and then Drew Mendoza. They threw 5 innings in Greenville. Campbell leads NC State 5-3. On pace for a couple of 3 seeds to win here in the early games. Nice pitch, 1-2. In Oklahoma City, UConn leads Nebraska 2-1 second inning. Oklahoma State and Harvard will meet later tonight, Bricktown Ballpark. They hosted the Big 12 tournament last week. That field's seen a lot of wear and tear. And then they moved the Stillwater Regional down the road to the AAA ballpark because of all the flooding and issues in and around Oklahoma State's campus. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball into left field. And Mike Salvatore has a 2-hit game. ESPN Networks bring you every game on the road to Omaha, starting with regional coverage. ESPN2, ESPNU, SEC Network, and ESPN3. Whip-around coverage will be available through ESPN3 and the Bases Loaded channel, and all coverage is available all the way through on the ESPN app.
Runes and Matty Schick have some long days. Everything fired up here in a little bit.
Mike Rooney set his rotation. He's going with a pink tie today and a yellow tie down the stretch.
Ooh, yellow tie makes another appearance. He was yellow tie in selection.
Saw him on Get Up.
Maybe he only has 2. Yeah.
Actually, I did, and I was asleep. But I heard he was on Get Up.
He was on Get Up. Runes had a full day on Monday.
Oh, 1 to Albert. In for a strike. Any surprises for you on Selection Monday?
TCU getting in.
Yeah, how did that happen?
I didn't see TCU. I'm not sure.
RPI 59.
Out of a power conference. We'll see. I mean, you got a real ace in Nick Lodolo, who's going to be a first-rounder. They'll be in Fayetteville.
Match up with Cal in Game 1. I think it's a slippery slope for the committee to start talking about team potential based on injuries and guys coming back versus teams who have earned their way there. Albert goes down swinging.
I would agree. I know if you're Houston or UCF or BYU right now, you're feeling the same way.
They had a losing record in the Big 12?
I think they're 11-13 in the Big 12.
Here's Drew Mendoza. I figured if you're going to allow a team in with a losing record in conference, it would be one with a higher RPI, especially out of power conference. Missouri had an RPI about half that at TCU.
Yeah, I would agree, and I think the other thing is, I mean, losing record in conference, there's a lot of those that aren't in power conference that will point to that as a reason to not get in. I disagree with that. I think it's the entirety of your schedule that should be looked at. I just didn't see it with TCU do it again.
Mendoza's going to send this one onto the hill.
Watch this fly.
Jeez.
Man, they are majestic when he hits them.
It's his second of the game, another 2-run shot. He had been in a power drought, and the Braves fan wouldn't mind seeing that guy suit up down the road if he can keep doing this.
I mean, there are no doubters, and then there's this. That is pretty. It is such a good-looking left-handed swing from Drew Mendoza, and it's been that way since he was a freshman. Watch how far this ball flies. I thought it may carry that second fence. It wasn't far away. About 3/4 of the way up the hill, second home run of the day for Mendoza. Fourth of the day for the Noles.
And he had only homered once in the previous 15 games. Now 2 today. Robbie Martin at the plate. Looks like they have their very own Section B here. Two balls and a strike to Martin. They get him. Are they going to sing "Oh Canada" today?
If they're here, I would think they're going to do it, aren't they?
Probably.
What is it, in the 6th? 6th or the 7th?
Bottom of the 5th.
So no.
Yeah.
Because we're in the 6th.
Lace to right. Maybe they do it differently on the road. Robbie Martin has a hit. Florida State has 12 hits today.
Oh, Eddie texted me. Marcelo Zuna is who you were trying to come up with.
Oh, that's
the outfielder
right.
for the Cardinals.
Good to hear from Eduardo Perez. No, he's been dialed into his alma mater since the first pitch today. Another visit from pitching coach David Kopp. Dylan O'Connell has allowed 3 of the 4 he's faced to reach. 3 singles and a home run. Vince Coletti getting loose for the Owls. They name everything here, Georgia, including the bullpen, thanks to the Chris Webb family. Your hotel room should be sponsored. Probably by the Mess family.
Come on.
No action in the FSU pen. First pitch strike into Matthew Nelson. He has 2 knocks today. Bloop single in the second. Funky little one-hopper that got by Baez, the second baseman, in the 5th. 0-2. At this point, there have been 10 home runs hit in the NCAA baseball tournament. 5 of them have come in this game. Make it 6 out of 11 now. Updating as we speak. Thank you, Jeremy Mills. I'm to the point where every time it gets in the air off the bat,
you're thinking it's got
gone.
a chance. Kind of been that way today.
2 down.
I was just informed that they did sing "O Canada" in the bottom of the 5th.
How do we miss?
I'm not sure.
How do we miss that?
Stay caliente.
J.C. Flowers started the home run barrage with a leadoff shot in the second. See a lot of good two-way players in this regional, including Georgia's third baseman, Aaron Schunk, who's also their closer, just like Flowers does for FSU. Schunk named to the John Olerud two-way player finalist award list. And Flowers down 1-1. .336 at the plate, 12 saves on the mound. So he's got 11 home runs and 12 saves. Now Flowers has 13 home runs and 11 saves. Flowers goes down swinging. Strikeout number 2 for Dylan O'Connell, but another home run. Mendoza goes yard again. 8-3 FSU.
Extra power button. Extra power button. You're looking buff.
May is Maytag month. Get great deals on powerful Maytag appliances right now.
Daddy's just gonna see if he can find a deal. Yeah. Oh, that didn't work. One more try. Oh. Dad, just use Honey. You just shop like normal, and Honey automatically finds and applies the best savings for you, so you stop wasting time. I'm taking the car. Buckle up.
Save time and money with Honey, the smart shopping assistant. Download it for free today.
Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Here's a look at our bracket. Game number 2, 7 o'clock Eastern. It'll be sold out, packed house. Georgia and the 4-seed Mercer. The losers today will meet tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern. And the 1-0 game is tomorrow night at 7 Eastern. Double elimination. First round action. 64 teams playing both today and tomorrow. Then the field will be narrowed on our way to a best of 3 super regionals next weekend. And then Omaha. Drew Parrish still in the game for Florida State. 85 pitches to this point. A breaking ball to get ahead of Bobby Morganson, who homered last time up. And this one will get down in front of Albert. 2-hit game for Morganson. Interesting pitching matchup in our second game of the day. Tony Losey goes for Georgia against Mercer's Tanner Hall, both from Houston County High School, where they're high school teammates on the diamond.
Chase Haney up and throwing the Florida State bullpen.
Baez just off the plate, 1-0. Baez doubled first time up. Breaking ball into the right-hander, Baez. 1-2. Runner not going. The ball line past Mendoza's glove. Becker gets to it, and FAU in business, down 5, but with 2 on and nobody out in the 6th.
Yeah, you just feel like this offense isn't going to go anywhere. It's too long. 8 guys in the lineup hitting above 300. 2 really good swings in this inning. Morganson starts it with a single to right. Then Francisco Baez gets a breaking ball right down the middle. Took one before that, and it looked like he was waiting on that one. That ball was smoked, and it may be about time to go get Drew Parrish.
Sitting at 90
cushion,
pitches.
the extra 2-run cushion, I think, is the reason why he went back out there. But now 2 balls barreled up here in the 6th.
Mitchell Hartigan 0 for 1 of the strikeout. Florida State, one of only 3 teams in the country that has 2 pitchers who have struck out 100 or more. Parrish and then tomorrow night's starter. And Levin got a decision on his hands here shortly. .91 pitches on the day. FAU 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position today. They made it to the championship game of the CUSA tournament, but overall they hit a .130 in Biloxi with runners in scoring position. Their loss came against Southern Miss in the title game when they went 0 for 9. Fastball up, 1-2.
Two strike count, especially against lefties. Parrish has lived on that curveball. Fastball.
Maybe
Now
the
back
next
to 2-2.
That one's going to get down. A hesitation from Morganson. He'll end up at third and be held there. And FAU's loaded the bases on 3 straight singles with nobody out in the 6th. Montez is due up. He had a leadoff home run against Parrish in the 5th.
I think you got to go get him right now. Haney's ready down in the Florida State bullpen. 3 straight hits, and that last one was on a curveball that was up and out of the zone. Mitchell Hardigan swung it. It was probably ball 3, ended up working out. Mike Martin makes a slow walk out right now, and I think that'll be it for Parrish.
So 20 pitches after 11's last meeting to the mound. He'll take Parrish out, and FSU will go to the pen for the first time. Junior Chase Haney enters for the Seminoles. FAU down 5. The tying run on deck for the Owls against 3-seed Florida State. Back to Foley Field in Athens after this.
How did that happen? Do I want to save money? Do you even have to ask? Oh! I can't believe how easy this is. This is amazing. What?
Grove makes my life better in a lot of ways. Natural cleaning products come to my doorstep. I don't have to go anywhere. When you have a kid, it's really helpful to have things come to your house. So why not do the same with my cleaning products?
I love Grove because everything on their site is safe to use. They have very high standards and they vet everything, so I know it's going to be safe.
Grove makes me feel like I have control over my life. I have my time back and I can get what I need without going to the store.
Go to grove.co today to get your free $30 Mrs. Meyer's cleaning kit.
Chase Haney enters the game for Florida State. He enters with the bases loaded. 6'6" junior from Winter Garden, Florida. He's 2-2 on the year with an ERA of 3. 32 strikeouts against only 9 walks.
You get some ground balls, and that's exactly what Mike Martin's hoping for right now. That low 3/4, almost sidearm action from Chase Haney. The ball's usually got pretty good sink. Control's very good, too, from that slide, but he comes in with the bases loaded right here.
Runner at third is Bobby Morganson after a leadoff single. Francisco Urbaez at second base, and Mitchell Hardigan at first. Haney had a Windermere prep, and the first bender misses low and away from the right-hander Joe Montez. Three times in the ACC Academic Honor Roll for Haney. Caught the black, according to Chris Koski, our home plate umpire today, 1-1. They go every direction, don't they?
It's not going to go straight, that's for sure.
Haney hasn't pitched a full inning since May 10th against Richmond. Relief work in the series at Louisville, then in the tournament against Wake. One's tapped to the right side. Coming in hot. Handled there by Smith, and he wins the race to the bag, but Bobby Morganson scores from third on the RBI groundout. Runners at second and third now for FAU with the 8-hole hitter Wilfredo Alvarez coming up.
That's pretty good work by Carter Smith, because with an arm angle like that and a right-handed hitter, you're not expecting a backside ground ball right there. You're thinking if the ball's hit to the ground, it's going to be hit to the left side of the infield. It was a tough hop for Smith, had just enough time to get the out.
Alvarez 0 for 1 with a strikeout. We don't have the use of radar guns in the ballpark today, NCAA rule. banning the TrackMan technology that's available in a lot of parks. Off of the foot, Mendoza scoops, no play at home, sidearms to first. And there's 2 down now.
Wow. Oh, if you're John McCormick right now, head coach of FAU, you got to be shaking your head a little bit because that looked like a single up the middle was potentially going to score 2 runs. Kick save, and one that really needed to be made right there by
look says it all.
Chase Haney. Doesn't feel good, but you'll exchange that one right off the instep of his foot, and then Mendoza in stride has plenty of time to make a strong throw across.
So far today, we've had a 1-3-1 and a 1-5-3, and the training staff to come out and look at the left foot and maybe the ankle of Chase Haney. I was just going to ask you, without the radar gun, how hard do you think Haney's throwing? What's his max?
Oh, what would I see? He's probably mid-80s at best. Mike Martin's going to go to the pen.
Haney hasn't been a guy that necessarily goes deep, and they had Antonio Velez loose earlier in this game. The 9-hole hitter due up. They go back to the pen. Haney is done, and make sure that he's okay after taking a shot off of the ankle a moment ago.
Good morning, Janet.
Oh, what's good about it?
Nothing.
What's wrong with Janet?
She found out I paid less than her for the same dress.
How'd you do that?
I used Honey. Whenever I shop online, Honey finds the biggest savings and applies them for me automatically.
So do you think Janet will mind if I get the same dress?
Save time and money with Honey, the smart shopping assistant. Download it for free today.
I love my home. And it feels even better using Grove. Ooh, good song. I know everything I get from Grove is safe, natural, and sustainable. I never have to think about it. I just get everything I need to keep my home fresh and healthy. Because my home deserves the good stuff. And so do we. Go to grove.co today to get your free $30 Mrs. Meyer's cleaning kit and free shipping on your first order.
Antonio Velez, Jr. from Brandon, Florida, enters the game, the 3rd pitcher of record for Florida State today. Parrish got the start. Then Haney, 7 pitches in relief. Has allowed a couple of inherited runners to score, and he hands it off to the Velez.
He did. Haney allows 2 runs to score, but he did get 2 outs. And I think if you're Florida State, you'll take that trade right now. So now the left-hander Velez on. Trying to get the Noles out. This FAU offense coming alive, though. 2 runs in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, now 2 in the 6th.
Velez has made 3 starts this season for Florida State, the last coming against Jacksonville back on May 7th. Didn't record an out in his last outing. That was against Wake Forest. Walked a batter in a 7-4 loss. Florida State went 1-1 in Durham at the ACC tournament. And quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. They lost to Wake 7-4, then they run ruled NC State 11-zip in 7. How about that? 1, 2, 3 pitches for Velez, and FAU strands a runner at 3rd, but they've made it interesting. It's a 3-run game through 6.
Are those my favorite jeans? Just need a promo code. Shouldn't be too hard to find. This sucks. I hope my friends were right about this. Not bad, honey.
What I love about products I find at Grove is that they're safe, they're natural, they're great for the entire family.
It's super important to me that I use safe cleaning products around my child. I care a lot about what I put in his body, so I don't know why it would be any different with cleaning products.
I thought switching to natural products would be more expensive, but with Grove, it's really not. They have very high standards and they vet everything, so I know it's going to be safe.
Grove gives me peace of mind. It's a really good feeling. Go to grove.co today to get your free $30 Mrs. Meyer's cleaning kit.
Plenty of offense today between Florida State and FAU. 6 innings in the books. 8-5 lead for the 3-seed Florida State against 2-seed Florida Atlantic here in the Athens Regional. Battle of the bullpens the rest of the way. Vince Coletti, senior from Hollywood, Florida, enters. 6'2" right-hander. He replaced Dylan O'Connell. 4-2 record with an ERA just over 4. More strikeouts and innings pitched for Coletti this season.
Pitched in over half the games for FAU, on for the 34th time. That's most appearances on this Owls staff.
He'll face the bottom third of the FSU batting order. DeSantis, Smith, and then Becker.
DeSantis is hitless today, but he's hit it on the button all 3 times. Flew out to center, lined out to right twice. The only Seminole in the lineup without a hit.
You mentioned Coletti's appearances. He's also thrown a ton of innings, 56 of them. He went 4 innings and 52 pitches in the championship game against Southern Miss. So he could be out there to finish it out.
And every appearance has come out of the bullpen.
First pitch curveball to Nander DeSantis, who is 0 for 3, 1-0. A lot of people want to ask you what the toughest regional is in your opinion. I've got another thought. Here's a looping line drive to right field.
What's your thought, Tom?
What's the first round game that you're most looking forward to today?
I love doing this without a bracket in front of me. First round game I'm most looking forward to.
They have brackets available.
Yeah, and they're interactive.
Duke, Texas A&M would be interesting.
Yeah. Tell you what, Tom. I think I would
Creighton?
go potentially. Yeah, Michigan has I think 41 wins on the year. The Jays can really hit now. I'd go Cal TCU. I'm assuming TCU is going to throw Nick Lodolo. Andrew Vaughn, who won the Golden Spikes last year, one of 4 finalists for the Golden Spikes again this year for the Bears, back in the postseason. Cal's had a really good year. And I know that Arkansas is not playing in that game, but just knowing Arkansas fans, they'll show up for it.
Yeah.
They'll show up to see Vaughn. They'll show up to see Lodolo. TCU, a club that didn't think they'd be playing right now. Call Kirk Sarlos, the pitching coach for TCU, after the selection show. He was going to get in his truck and go recruit. I mean, he was heading out on the road. Like, they did not think that they were going to get in, nor that anybody else. Here's the entirety of that Fayetteville bracket. Central Connecticut State, the 4 seed, the Hogs. Top 8 national seed again.
And like Starkville, the home team is playing the early game in that regional, 2 o'clock Eastern. So now Arkansas and Central Connecticut, and then TCU Cal under the lights at Baum Stadium. Not only does a home team get to pick when they want to play, but when you put in your bids, you actually have to make that designation about a week out. So you better hope all the weather apps are accurate.
Right. The 7 and 10 day forecast get to be pretty important at that point. Scott Strickland, head coach of Georgia, we were talking to yesterday about their hosting situation last year. Duke came out of the regional. Georgia didn't ever play a night game just because of weather. And that was the one thing he said he looked to this week is weather looked good. Foley Field will be jammed tonight.
Two-two to Smith. Runner fakes going, swing and a miss. DeSantis returns to first, and a big strikeout for Vince Coletti. North Carolina is opening the first game of the day in the Chapel Hill Regional. They've got UNC Wilmington, then later tonight the Flame Train, the Liberty Flames, taking on Tennessee.
Tennessee is one that a lot of people are talking about as a sleeper to win a regional, potentially to get all the way to Omaha. Tony Vitello has the Vols back in the postseason for the first time since 2005, which still just sounds incredible to say. The success that program had when Rod Delmonico was there. been almost 15 years, but they are back. Stanford got a tough draw, too. You talk about UC Santa Barbara. Fresno's the 3 out there.
So Sac State, Stanford, first game of that regional, 4 o'clock. And then Fresno and UCSB tonight. Fresno won the WAC. The Gauchos of UCSB were in position to host up until the last 10 days or so of the regular season.
They lost 2 out of 3 the last weekend to Cal Poly. At that point, they were probably behind the 8 ball to host anyway, but tough 2 seed nonetheless. UC Santa Barbara. Cardinals been really consistent this year now. They lost 1 series to UCLA. That was it.
And UCLA didn't lose a series all year. Two balls and 2 strikes to Tim Becker. Tim Becker was the president of the Florida State Club baseball team. From Wellington, Florida, pitches low. Freshman season played at Palm Beach State College and showed up at Tallahassee. And they've had a long line of great walk-ons, including Golden Spikes Award winner Mike Fuentes. Sherman Johnson, who's made it to the big leagues with the Angels, was a walk-on.
Not that name.
Popped up, center field.
Look how
Rivera lost it at the wall. It's gone. He's done it again. Tim Becker had 0 home runs in his FSU career. He's gone yard twice today. We joked with Mike Martin off camera earlier today about Tim Becker batting the 9 hole. He said, boys, that's just great coaching.
That looked like a routine fly ball. And it just kept going and going. You could see the reaction of Eric Rivera, the center fielder. There's no way he thought this ball was going to carry out. Flag moving pretty good out in center field, and it is blowing directly out. A kid that did not have a home run all season now has 2 today for the senior.
Tim Becker has graduated with a finance degree. He's working towards his MBA. The draft is Monday. You never know. 2 home runs today in just his 4th start of the season. So he and Mendoza have both put together multi-home run games. 4th time in the last 5 games that Florida State has had a multi-home run game from a single player. Full count to Salvatore. Banged up the middle by Salvatore. He's got a 3-hit game. Tim Becker has a 2-hit game. 2 big hits.
And this one of the biggest part of the ballpark. I mean, it looked like it was hit well, but I don't think anybody thought that ball was going to carry out, especially Eric Rivera, the center fielder. He didn't break in, but he froze right away, and it just ran out of time. Ball kept on going. 5 home runs on the day for Florida State. 9 of the 10 runs have scored on a home run.
Florida State 68-2 all time when scoring at least 10 runs in the tournament. 38 consecutive wins when scoring in double digits. Since they lost 11-10 to Arizona State in the College World Series in 1998.
I bet Tim Becker's going to play again tomorrow.
You think?
He might see his name written in the lineup again.
FAU's going back to the bullpen. We're going back to break, and they might need to rub up some more baseballs here in Athens today.
Spending the day looking for promo codes sucks. Spending the day looking for codes and finding out they've expired sucks. Spending the day looking for codes, finding out they've expired, and opening 30 tabs at once sucks. Spending the day looking for codes, finding out they've expired, opening 30 tabs at once, and driving yourself crazy sucks. Honey automatically finds, tests, and applies the promo code with the biggest savings so you don't have to. Add Honey for free with just 2 clicks at joinhoney.com.
I love my home. And it feels even better using Grove. Ooh, good song. I know everything I get from Grove is safe, natural, and sustainable. I never have to think about it. I just get everything I need to keep my home fresh and healthy. Because my home deserves the good stuff. And so do we. Go to grove.co today to get your free $30 Mrs. Meyer's cleaning kit and free shipping on your first order.
Tim Becker's got a degree in his back pocket and 2 baseballs over the fence today.
It makes a lot of sense. Tim Becker didn't have a home run all year. He's got 2 today. The first one a no-doubter. This one off the bat to dead center field. Just kept on going. 4th career start for Becker. 3rd came last weekend at the ACC tournament. And Mike Martin's pushing all the right buttons today. 5 home runs for the Noles. 3 in the 2nd inning alone. Mendoza and Becker have gone deep twice. FAU, the offense started to come around, but the problem is the Noles just won't go away.
Yeah. Last time FSU hit 5 home runs in a game was against Pitt. Back in May 4th and 5th, the game that continued after a rain delay overnight. They won that game 15-6. Here's Hunter Cooley, freshman from Vero Beach. In that game against Pitt, it wasn't just the hitting that was impressive, it was the pitching. Parrish started that game 1. And he had 10 strikeouts through 3 innings. 4 in the first. Struck out the side in the 2nd and 3rd. And he had to leave the game because it got suspended overnight.
He's had some huge strikeout games. 13 and 5 2/3 against Wake. Conference USA action right now. Southern Miss, Arizona State. Still scoreless in the 4th in Baton Rouge.
Southern Miss is trying to solve Alec Marsh for ASU. First 7 starts this year for Marsh. He only allowed 5 earned runs over 46 innings. Things have turned around on him in his last 8, but he's hot today. 6 Ks against the Golden Eagles. And a shutout early on. Drew Mendoza's homer twice today. It's been almost a decade since the Seminole had a 3 home run game. Back in 2010, Stephen Cardullo hit 3 against Virginia in an 11-4 FSU win. Mendoza 2-run home run in the 2nd, 2-run home run in the 6th. .16 home runs in the season for Mendoza. 28 ribbies.
You got ways to go to catch Marshall McDougal.
Yeah, he does. What was McDougal's day?
6.
Yikes.
6 spot. 7 knocks, 6 home runs.
Why'd they throw him a strike?
16 stakes in a game.
That's an all-timer. Didn't Buster have a 4-home run game?
I don't know. Oh, like Marshall McDougal feels like it just happened. It was 20 years ago.
Yep. He had 6 consecutive home runs. Florida State beat Maryland 26-2 in that game in May of '99. He broke the record that had been set by Henry Rochelle of Campbell at 5 against Radford. Rochelle went 8 for 8 in that game. That was a 38-0 win for the Camels. Mendoza retired for just the 3rd time to go with those 2 home runs. 2 down on Robbie Martin coming up. We were talking last week at the SEC tournament about some of those prodigious Oklahoma State hitters from back in the day, and I'd come across a story about Pete Incaviglia, who led the nation in home runs. Wasn't Inky? Or am I wrong?
He had 48.
Yeah. I mean, they had a couple bashers. During the season where you had 48 home runs in a home game, he was walked multiple times with the bases loaded.
Incaviglia was that?
Yeah. Little guy got a souvenir. Willing to share. Yep, that's a hard ball. 1-1. I'm willing to bet we've seen more home runs go over the fence and foul balls into the seats today. Or at least as good a ratio as you'll see. Weather delay in Greenville between Campbell and NC State. That game was getting late. This one's lifted to left. Everything seems to have a chance. It'll stay in the park. And Robbie Martin retired. But a couple more for FSU. Young and old alike, the Seminoles faithful enjoy the day at the ballpark. Time to stretch, kids. 10-5 Seminoles.
Daddy's just going to see if he can find a deal. Yeah. Oh, that didn't work. One more try.
Dad, just use Honey. You just shop like normal, and Honey automatically finds and applies the best savings for you, so you stop wasting time. I'm taking the car.
Buckle up.
Save time and money with Honey, the smart shopping assistant. Download it for free today.
Grove makes my life better in a lot of ways. Natural cleaning products come to my doorstep. I don't have to go anywhere. When you have a kid, it's really helpful to have things come to your house. So why not do the same with my cleaning products?
I love Grove because everything on their site is safe to use. They have very high standards and they vet everything, so I know it's going to be safe.
Grove makes me feel like I have control over my life. I have my time back and I can get what I need without going to the store.
Go to grove.co today to get your free $30 Mrs. Meyer's cleaning kit.
Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. There's our truck. 11, known simply by his number, and he's put up a lot of numbers. Hall of Famer will retire at the conclusion of this season. 2023 wins. He's won 40-plus every season, and he's made it to Omaha 16 times.
Well, if he gets to 40 wins this year, it means Florida State's playing in the Super. Noles come in 36-21. They got a real guy going tomorrow night, too. C.J. Van Eyck will go in game 2 for Florida State.
Nothing in 2 to Eric Rivera, who is 1 for 3. Second toughest to strike out in Conference USA, and he puts this one in play with 2 strikes. Cetis has it. Eduardo Perez asked 11 how he kept his energy up every game all through the years.
When I was 18 years old as a freshman here at Florida State, that was 1989. I saw the energy. Is the energy still there?
Yeah. I love the game. I love the young men. I want them to have every opportunity to succeed. I think the key that we coaches should understand is we are responsible for their improvement. If they're not getting better, maybe it's because we're not working hard enough. And if they're continuing to make the same mistake, it's not their fault. It's our fault.
Not much of fault with Mike Martin, his team today. Brilliant defensive play by Carter Smith, a timing pattern with Antonio Velez a moment ago.
If Velez is right-handed, there's no way this play is made. So Smith goes deep, then makes a throw, and it's glove side to Velez as he's going over to first base. So it's a lot easier for him to reach down, make the play with that glove. Touches first in stride right there. That was not an easy play. Smith's made a few tough plays over first today.
This is a hot track. Not only is the park playing small, but
quick.
It's been 18 days since it's rained here in Athens, Georgia, and the grounds crew has been working their tail off, soaking the dirt day after day. And with 2 games a day and temperatures in the mid-90s all week and not a drop of rain predicted, it's going to stay hot and it's going to stay fast. 2-0. Don't worry, they got plenty of equipment.
I take that gator and drive back to the hotel after this game.
You allowed to drive it on the sidewalk?
We'll find out. I'll tell you what you're not allowed to do in the state of Georgia, and that's talk on your phone when you're driving. Got to talk to one of Georgia's finest yesterday about that on the way home.
You should buy him a gift certificate to Chuck's Seafood. I think he'd appreciate it.
Do that. He let me off with a warning. You know, you'd think you're with a play-by-play guy the whole year that lives in the state of Georgia. You'd think maybe he'd give you a heads up on something like that, but it's not what happened.
I figure I talk too much typically. I can't tell you about all the rules and statutes of the entire state.
I'm sure you violate plenty of them.
Quid pro quo, because I got popped in California a few years ago of all places doing a Stanford game, driving around downtown Palo Alto. Follow the rules. Pedro Pages with a 2-out walk, and that'll bring hard-hitting Bobby Morganson up 2 for 3. But he let you off.
He did. No, he did. Told him I knew you. Helped.
Yeah.
Shocked me.
Right, would have given you a second ticket.
2 hits on the day for Morganson. 2-run home run in the first, got the scoring started for FAU, then single back into 6th and score.
FSU up 10-5 here in the 7th with 2 down. Was that the only time you got pulled over on this trip?
I think.
Thought there was another. Don't know. Could have been wrong.
You got a parking ticket, but
oh, that's what it is.
Good daily double yesterday.
Bad news for Mississippi State in the Starkville Regional. Future first-rounder J.T. Ginn is out of the game with an injury, and this is a two-run bomb opposite field for Bobby Morganson. His second home run of the game. We had 3 players with 2 home run games today.
Both left on left, both almost to the exact same spot off the bat of Morganson. That's a sweet swing, left on left. Former Creighton Prep Junior Jay put on a show today. I mean, if it's backspun to left center, you got a chance for anything to go out, but wind or no wind, this ball's going to leave. That is a pretty approach right there from Bobby Morganson. Second home run of the day. Both of them left on left out to left center field. That's way over the trees, and FAU's back within 3.
Really glad we didn't park there today. Francisco Urbaez at the dish. What a run for Morganson. 2 home runs today. Had a grand slam earlier this season against Florida. FAU has never had a player with a 3 home run game. Morganson one of just 4 in school history, joining Governor Lambert earlier this season. Oh, pardon me, that's for the season. Forgot how to read. So the 4th time this season. Lambert, Summerall, and Montez. Montez just did it in a CUSA tournament against UTSA. That's a big strikeout for Velez. Urbaez taken care of, but not before Bobby Morganson goes yard for the 2nd time today. It'll be Nelson, Flowers, and DeSetas due up for FSU.
Good morning, Janet.
Oh, what's good about it?
Nothing.
What's wrong with Janet?
She found out I paid less than her for the same dress.
How'd you do that?
I used Honey. Whenever I shop online, Honey finds the biggest savings and applies them for me automatically.
So do you think Janet will mind if I get the same dress?
Save time and money with Honey, the smart shopping assistant. Download it for free today.
I love my home. And it feels even better using Grove. Ooh, good song. I know everything I get from Grove is safe, natural, and sustainable. I never have to think about it. I just get everything I need to keep my home fresh and healthy. Because my home deserves the good stuff. And so do we. Go to grove.co today to get your free $30 Mrs. Meyer's cleaning kit and free shipping on your first order.
University of Georgia, Athens, Georgia, and beautiful Foley Field here in the Classic City. Bulldogs and Bears later, second game of our doubleheader today. Loser of this one falls into an elimination game tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Winners meet tomorrow night, 7 Eastern. The wind is blowing out. Great day to fly a kite or hit fly balls. And the first pitch to Matthew Nelson missed low. Two and 0 now to Matthew Nelson. He's 2 for 4.
When's the last time you flew a kite?
Oh, it's been a while. Probably
been a lot of times I've wanted to tell you to go fly a kite, actually.
Not alone.
Do you think you could hit a home run today? If I went out and I threw you 25 BP fastballs, do you think you could hit a home run?
It might take us 50, but yeah.
No, you can't take 50 swings.
Do you have 50 throws in you?
Well, that's a decent point. We may go to the bullpen, but you'd be a puddle after 50 swings in this weather.
What do you think this is, about a 3-club wind?
Yeah.
And 11's probably already sized that up. Pages has taken a couple here this inning.
I like him back behind the plate. Moves around well. The swing really works. Controls the pitching staff, calling his own ball game.
Talking with him about that yesterday. He gets a little bit of help from the dugout, and the pitching coach will help him at times, especially high leverage situations. But one of the reasons they said they use the catcher to call the pitches is because, especially according to Blake Sanderson, he reads the swing so well. Leadoff walk puts Matthew Nelson aboard. And a visit to the mound from Pages.
Yeah, that one's on his own. I mean, that's just recognizing breaking ball right there that stays off the plate, and a big part in the ball game too. I mean, FAU 2 in the bottom of the 7th, pulled back within 3. With the way this wind's blowing and the way their offense is, they're 2 bloops and a blast away from tying this thing. Page is now taking his time to get back there. Semifinalist for the Buster Posey Award, 2nd straight year. Defensive Player of the Year in Conference USA.
Michael Schuler getting loose for FAU. Sanderson started, then O'Connell and Coletti. And Cooley facing his 5th batter of the day. It's J.C. Flowers, who homered in the 2nd.
We may just see on the mound. J.C. Flowers, the closer for Florida State. Went down and warmed up a little bit last inning. That's always the challenge for Flowers, is when you can get in the bullpen.
And he lines one the opposite way. Couple knocks for Flowers.
Hit one in the parking lot his first time up. This time, a little backside line drive for Flowers. 11 saves with a 159 and a wipeout slider. And I think that's where he's going to end up being professionally, is on the mound. 13 home runs. His 13th came in the 2nd inning today. He's had a great year, and defensively, he's a great defensive center fielder. Center fielder closer, Mark Kotze.
Oh.
1995 for the Titans when Fullerton won the whole thing.
What happened when you faced Mark Kotze?
I had tears running down my eyes because he hit a missile line drive off my right quad. First game I ever played in college.
Nice scoop, dive to the back. Got him. What a play by Francisco Urbaez. And they double off Nelson.
Good heads-up play by Arbaez, too. Momentum's going to take him towards second base. So we got to make the catch first. Even if he short hops it right here, it's probably a tailor-made double play. Could even been a triple play based on the base runners going back to the base. Instead, gloves it, and then knows he doesn't have enough time to get there with his feet, so dives, reaches that glove out, and a big double play right there for FAU. We may have Mike Martin on his way out right now, maybe to see if we can take another look at it.
He's going to have a pinch hitter, I believe. Carter Smith will get a visit and an offensive timeout to chat with his head coach. They have Cooper Swanson with a bat in hand ready to hit either for Smith or the 9-hole. We'll see. And that's what they're going to do. They'll send Swanson up. And with Swanson due up, sophomore from Fort Myers, that's going to bring a visit to the mound from John McCormick and a pitching change for FAU. If they keep this up, they might just change announcers before the next pitch is thrown.
Yes. This code is going to work. Shoelace 222. Shoeman. Jeans 33. I'm feeling this one. Feeling. That's the code.
Who's this?
It's impossible to find a promo code that works, so I hired a psychic to help me.
Sup?
Babe, just use Honey. Honey automatically finds, tests, and applies the best promo codes for you automatically. You can go.
But
No,
call me.
do not call him.
Honey, the smart shopping assistant that helps you save time and money. Add Honey for free with just 2 clicks. It's that easy. Download it for free today.
I love my home. And it feels even better using Grove. Ooh, good song. I know everything I get from Grove is safe, natural, and sustainable. I never have to think about it. I just get everything I need to keep my home fresh and healthy. Because my home deserves the good stuff. And so do we. Go to grove.co today to get your free $30 Mrs. Meyer's cleaning kit and free shipping on your first order.
Classic City, Athens, Georgia, and the ESPN networks bring you every game on the road to Omaha, starting with regional coverage this weekend on networks like ESPN2, ESPNU, SEC Network, and ESPN3. Whip-around coverage available through E3.
Whip-around.
Base, that's what they say.
Yep.
The Bases Loaded channel. All coverage, as always, is available on the ESPN app. I've got mine fired up right now watching Auburn leading Coastal 9-5, top of the 7th at Georgia Tech.
It's kind of cute, too. Day one, Bases Loaded, Schick and Rune showed up the same color tie. Already locked in up in Bristol.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's wonderful.
Call it a uniform for a reason. Michael Schuler, the freshman from Coconut Creek, Florida. Never been there. Sounds nice. We're on our second pitch hitter. Nico Baldor will end up hitting. Baldor out of Tampa Jesuit by way of Miami, made 14 starts for the Hurricanes a couple of years ago. He's another club team member. Was playing with Tim Becker on the FSU club team. Did not have a single plate appearance in the ACC tournament, but did appear in one game. And Levin must be thinking, well, all these club team guys are hitting home runs today. Let's put Baldor in the game.
Worked well so far. Tim Becker with 2 home runs out of the 9 slot. Every starter for the Noles has a hit. 17 total for Florida State today.
Stars and subs alike with yard balls. Becker's 2 and Drew Mendoza in the 3-hole has hit 2. Hard hitting Tim Becker waits on deck.
I like my guy Pedro Pages behind the plate.
Yeah.
Maybe holds the ones that he thinks are strikes a little bit too long. Every once in a while, you can get that guy squatting behind you a little mad if you just keep it out there for a good 2 or 3 seconds.
No reason to hold that one. So 2 on. 2 home run guy, Tim Becker. 2 home runs in his entire career. They've both come this afternoon.
Here they are. This one, he's got a chance to maybe get back off the scoreboard and right, hung up in the netting. That part of a 3 home run second inning for Florida State. Then a ball that just wouldn't come down. Back spun out to center field. Never a doubt. Walk-on senior, 0 career home runs. Go ahead and go deep twice the first game of the regional.
Becker played high school ball at Palm Beach Central. He was injured his senior year. Ended up at Palm Beach State College. And he wasn't just a player on the club team. He was the team captain and the president. The danger for the next Florida State coach that comes in following Mike Martin is they're going to have a long line of guys from the club team saying,
"Did you see what those other guys did?
I think I could help." So 2 guys from the club team in a sport where you have a roster limit of 35. Think about that. That means that this coaching staff had 2 roster spots open up one way or another. Help explain why Florida State is on the road in the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2010.
There's a lot of amazing stats about Mike Martin and the run that he's had in 40 years, but the fact that the first 39 years they were never worse than a 2 seed in a regional is crazy. This is the first time since he's been there they've not been a 1 or a 2.
He took over for the late great Dick Hauser, who was called up to the big leagues. Former Yankees third base coach and the Florida State great. They named the stadium after him. Went straight from Tallahassee to the Bronx. Would later manage the Royals to their World Championship in 1985. I asked Levin about his former boss. He was an assistant for him for a year, and he said he was the most competitive guy he'd ever met, whether it was golf or ping pong or anything. So in the fall of '79, after the Yankees lost in the World Series, Billy Martin was fired again by George Steinbrenner. The boss called the dugout, asked to speak to Hauser. Next thing you know, he's on a plane to New York. Swing and a miss for Becker. Florida State strands a pair in the 8th. That might come back to haunt them. It's a 3-run game. Bottom of the 8th coming.
Yes. This code is going to work. Shoelace 222. Shoeman. Jeans 33. I'm feeling this one. Feeling. That's the code.
Who's this?
Yeah. It's impossible to find a promo code that works, so I hired a psychic to help me.
Sup?
Babe, just use Honey. Honey automatically finds, tests, and applies the best promo codes for you automatically. You can go.
But
No,
call me.
do not call him.
Honey, the smart shopping assistant that helps you save time and money. Add Honey for free with just 2 clicks. It's that easy. Download it for free today.
Grove makes my life better in a lot of ways. Natural cleaning products come to my doorstep. I don't have to go anywhere. When you have a kid, it's really helpful to have things come to your house. So why not do the same with my cleaning products?
I love Grove because everything on their site is safe to use. They have very high standards and they vet everything, so I know it's going to be safe.
Grove makes me feel like I have control over my life. I have my time back and I can get what I need without going to the store.
Go to grove.co today to get your free $30 Mrs. Meyer's cleaning kit.
this code is going to work.
Shoelace 222. Shoeman. Jeans 33. I'm feeling this one. Feeling. That's the code.
Who's this?
It's impossible to find a promo code that works, so I hired a psychic to help me.
Sup?
Babe, just use Honey. Honey automatically finds, tests, and applies the best promo codes for you automatically. You can go.
But
No,
Call me.
do not call him.
Honey, the smart shopping assistant that helps you save time and money. Add Honey for free with just 2 clicks. It's that easy. Download it for free today.
Grove makes my life better in a lot of ways. Natural cleaning products come to my doorstep. I don't have to go anywhere. When you have a kid, it's really helpful to have things come to your house. So why not do the same with my cleaning products?
I love Grove because everything on their site is safe to use. They have very high standards and they vet everything, so I know it's going to be safe.
Grove makes me feel like I have control over my life. I have my time back and I can get what I need without going to the store.
Go to grove.co today to get your free $30 Mrs. Meyer's cleaning kit.
10 runs on 17 hits for Florida State, 7 runs on 9 hits for Florida Atlantic. The ball flying out of the ballpark today. Park will hold this one, shallow right field. DeSeta's back. Albert calls him off. DeSeta says, no, I got it. 1 down. Nico Baldor stays in the game at first base for Florida State. He pinch hit in the top half of the inning. So here's Joe Montez, homer to start the 5th inning. And the first pitch fastball misses low. For Florida State, Drew Mendoza and Tim Becker have multi-home run games. For FAU, Bobby Morkinson has hit 2. And it was just a week ago that Joe Montez hit 2 home runs against the Roadrunners of UTSA in the Conference USA tournament. Backside fastball. For more coverage of the Division I baseball regionals and interactive brackets, go to ncaa.com. Interactive.
Best kind.
First pitch strike to Alfredo Alvarez, who is 0 for 2. Tom Hart, Kyle Peterson, our fantastic ESPN crew. Tom Schofield, our producer. Steve Turnberger is directing. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I don't think we've had a stolen base attempt all day, have we?
Nope.
It's been station to station all over the place.
Montez doesn't have a single stolen base attempt this year. 1 of 4 in the batting order for FAU. That one almost got Brett Schneider. Nice hustle, coach.
Brett Schneider's a volunteer assistant at FAU. And it is maybe the most, well, it's a title that just, it's not true. There's no such thing as a volunteer with the time that these guys put in. Earlier this year, legislation was out to potentially add a third paid assistant coach, was voted down. I know a lot of the head coaches have been extremely active in public the last few days about getting their volunteers more notoriety. People understand what these guys go through. No insurance, not paid by the school, get paid out of camp money and second and third jobs that they have just to keep coaching. And I hope that legislation can come up again real quickly and the right decision can be made by athletic directors around the country, because there is no sport that has less coaches with more kids than college baseball does, and our game is just too successful right now to keep that going.
There was legislation that also included the opportunity to have another paid assistant for the softball teams, and we had a great chat with SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey Sunday on ESPN2 during the SEC title game. He's working hard to try to get that legislation back on the docket. I was surprised at the ignorance of a lot of the voting members who weren't aware what exactly the rule was, and it wasn't a requirement. It was simply the opportunity to add a third paid assistant.
Doesn't force anyone to go out and hire a third one. Just gives them the ability to do so, and ultimately gives these guys and gals in softball both, I mean, the opportunity to have benefits and to not have to go out and get second and third jobs. And I mean, these are a big-time program. It's all over the place.
B.J. Vollmer played in the College World Series for Southern Miss. He's their grad assistant. And the word is that as he starts a family, he'll have to give up his position and get out of baseball altogether. 3-0 now to B.J. Murray, pinch hitting for FAU. Down 3 with 2 down in the 8th.
I think the challenge you're hearing that Dave Van Horn said it very directly, the head coach at Arkansas, is with that volunteer position, you can't go recruit either. So it's hard for those guys to go get a paid coaching position, because if you're going to be doing that, you have to go recruit. And most head coaches want to hire somebody as an assistant that's done it before.
DeSetis gets to this one, throws off balance, but on the money. We go to the 9th. FAU strands one in the 8th, 3-run game. Florida State already 17 hits, but they could use some more breathing room.
Yes. This code is going to work. Shoelace 222. Shoeman. Jeans 33. I'm feeling this one. Feeling. That's the code.
Who's this?
Yeah. It's impossible to find a promo code that works, so I hired a psychic to help me.
Sup?
Babe, just use Honey. Honey automatically finds, tests, and applies the best promo codes for you automatically. You can go.
But
No.
call me.
Do not call him.
Honey, the smart shopping assistant that helps you save time and money. Add Honey for free with just 2 clicks. It's that easy. Download it for free today.
I love my home. And it feels even better using Grove. Ooh, good song. I know everything I get from Grove is safe, natural, and sustainable. I never have to think about it. I just get everything I need to keep my home fresh and healthy. Because my home deserves the good stuff. And so do we. Go to grove.co today to get your free $30 Mrs. Meyer's cleaning kit and free shipping on your first order.
Beautiful day in Athens, Georgia. A bit of a breeze, kind of day where you could wear a vest with no shirt underneath if you so chose.
Why would anybody ever do that?
No idea, but as long as it was peach,
fire away.
10 runs, 17 hits for Florida State, 7 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error for Florida Atlantic. Florida State center fielder J.C. Flowers is getting loose in the FSU bullpen. He's also their closer. He's not due up this inning. It's the top of the order. Salvatore, Albert, and Mendoza. 1, 2, 3 hitters. 7 hits combined among the top 3 hitters in this order. Salvatore is 3 for 5. We'll have Mercer and Georgia later tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern on the SEC Network. Elsewhere, interesting development at East Carolina. In the Greenville Regional, Campbell leading NC State 5-4, but they're in a weather delay. Auburn has a comfortable 11-5 lead on Coastal Carolina. They're in the bottom of the 7th at Georgia Tech.
It's 4 knocks today for Salvatore at the leadoff spot.
Pretty good.
Reached base 5 of 6 times, scored back in the 2nd, scored in the 6th.
And here's Reese Albert. He is 2 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. Top of the 5th inning, Southern Miss at a Conference USA. They won the tournament to get in, leading Arizona State 7-1.
Albert trying to hit it up the hill and right. For Southern Miss, 7th spot in the opener, a little bit of a surprise. That Arizona State offense can strike quick, though. Spencer Torkelson, Hunter Bishop. Bishop would be a first rounder on Monday. Both over 20 home runs this year for the Devils.
1 ball, 1 strike. Florida State came in with 69 home runs in the season. Flag says straight out to center. Technology says left to right. Lick your fingers, stick it up. What do you got? Hitters count for Reese Albert. In the air, center field. Rivera to the track, to the wall. It is gone again. 2-run home run for the 2-hole hitter, Reese Albert.
Just that kind of day. It is not the day you want to be a fly ball pitcher, because if there is backspin and it's in the outfield, it's got a chance to go out. Again, any other day, if the wind's not blowing out, this ball's caught. Albert hit it well. You don't see a lot of balls go out dead central here in Foley. They've been going out everywhere. It doesn't matter where you hit it today. Wind's going to help it.
Yeah, they're animals, all right. Second time that Florida State has hit 6 home runs in the game this season. The first came against Youngstown State. That was a 24-2 final back on February 23rd. What a way to bookend this season for Florida State.
Daddy's just going to see if he can find a deal. Yeah. Oh, that didn't work. One more try.
Dad, just use Honey. You just shop like normal, and Honey automatically finds and applies the best savings for you, so you stop wasting time. I'm taking the car.
Buckle up.
Save time and money with Honey, the smart shopping assistant. Download it for free today.
What I love about products I find at Grove is that they're safe, they're natural, they're great for the entire family.
It's super important to me that I use safe cleaning products around my child. I care a lot about what I put in his body, so I don't know why it would be any different with cleaning products.
I thought switching to natural products would be more expensive, but with Grove, it's really not. They have very high standards and they vet everything, so I know it's going to be safe.
Grove gives me peace of mind. It's a really good feeling. Go to grove.co today to get your free $30 Mrs. Meyer's cleaning kit.
This is what they call the line score. It's got a lot of crooked numbers in it. 12 runs on 19 hits, including 6 home runs for Florida State. And FAU has had a hard time keeping up offensively, even though they've had a pretty good day. 7 runs on 9 hits typically has you in front. And the Owls go back to the bullpen. This is Eric Keating on the mound. beats the shift. Mendoza slices it into the corner, and a guy with 2 home runs goes opposite field for for a double.
3-hit day for Mendoza, and you're not going to see this very much. Left-handed power guy in Mendoza to backside line drive, but it is set up perfectly. Full shift on. Wilfredo Alvarez, the shortstop, playing his normal spot. There's no chance here. They're playing to pull in the outfield, obviously playing the shift on the infield. This dude could hit, man. Left on left. Watch the lower half go down and get it, too. Lower half really works. Stays in his backside right there. Backside line drive. 3 hits on the day for Mendoza. 2 home runs and a double.
Does he hear his name called Monday or Tuesday?
Man, I don't know. What were the first 2 rounds on Monday?
If you're saying that he's a professional first baseman, I understand the trepidation without a doubt. But there's a guy, just because the history of power hitting first basemen coming out of college, the professional ranks have not fared very well. But there's a guy right now in Queens who's hitting the cover off the ball. Pete Alonso came out of Florida as a power hitting first baseman.
Well, and it's interesting, too, with Alonso. I mean, the question was, can he defend enough at first base? He was not a great defender at first base in college. He's turned himself into a much better defender right now at first. But I think, like Alonso with Mendoza, the bat's going to play. And if the bat plays, I mean, whether it's an American League team and you DH him or a National League team and you try to teach him first base, if the bat works, they'll find a place for you somewhere.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Robbie Martin. Breaking ball pulled foul. Eric Keating, Jr. from Orlando. Thirteenth appearance of the season. He has struck out 13 and walked 12. Nine home runs hit in this game. In last year's NCAA tournament, only 1 game had that many. There were 11 home runs when Vandy beat Clemson 19-6 in the Clemson Regional last year. 1 hopper off the glove and back into the leather of Baez, and there's 1 down. So here's J.C. Flowers on deck now. And the question is, do you go to him in the 9th inning up 5?
So. I don't think you do. I think you keep Velez out there, and if there's any issues, then you can bring Flowers in from center field. Florida Atlantic will bring the infield in here. Down 5 in the 9th, 1 out, and a runner on 3rd.
If you just tuned in, you're wondering, why bring the infield in a 5-run game? FAU still very much in this game with the wind blowing out here at Foley Field. Tyler Holt, former big leaguer, tracked down that foul ball. Nice little slider.
Backdoor slider right there. Matthew Nelson swung right through it. There's Tyler. Played in the big leagues for a few different clubs. Florida State alum, just like every other coach on this Seminole coaching staff. Mike Martin Jr., third base coach, runs this offense. Caught for his dad over 20 years ago. I know he'd like to be the guy that they're calling the head coach next year. Definitely in that mix.
Got a hit in Omaha playing for his dad. He was excited about coming to Athens because of all the musical history here.
I didn't know that. He started rolling through all the bands. I mean, I knew there was a bunch of bands from Athens. I just didn't know that.
REM, B-52s.
Yeah, I didn't know me. He's a music guy. Renaissance man. He can do it all.
They might be staying at the Renaissance. Flowers homered, second inning. Took the lid off this thing early. Showed bunt. So what an advantage for Florida State if they can hold Flowers off the mound in this one, especially with the heat here. And put him back in center field tomorrow, have him available to pitch should they hold on to this lead in the winner's bracket game.
Yeah, we'll see. I think you take that chance. I think you take that chance to send Velez back out there, and if you get some traffic, you still got enough of a cushion. You're comfortable bringing Flowers in from center field.
Arizona State has allowed 12 runs in their inning today against Southern Miss. 12. Still a ways to go. The NCAA tournament for record for runs in an inning is 18 by LSU against Georgia Tech in '96. Ground ball to short. Alvarez high, and it's dropped. Flowers only went halfway down the line. He'll reach. Now he'll jog to second. On a routine grounder to short, Florida State is able to add another run.
Wow. Flowers slips coming out of the box right there. Pulls the chute going down to first base, and I think Alvarez realizes it, knows he's got a bunch of time. Now it's go time. Throw sails over the top of the head of Andrew Summerall, the first baseman. Flowers standing at second base on what looked to be, that's 1, 2, 3. It's too much time. And then real flat-footed, Alvarez standing straight up when he made that throw. It's crazy. If Flowers is running, he's probably out because Alvarez makes a normal pass over to first base. Instead, with that amount of time, airmails the first baseman, and Knowles add another one.
DeSantis ground ball to short. Alvarez, second chance, takes care of it, but not before his throwing error a moment ago leads to a run. The 13th run of the game for Florida State, coming on 20 hits. Last chance for the Owls. Down 6, top of the order, due up for FAU.
Yes. This code is going to work. Shoelace 222. Shoeman. Jeans 33. I'm feeling this one. Feeling. That's the code.
Who's this?
It's impossible to find a promo code that works, so I hired a psychic to help me.
Sup?
Babe, just use Honey. Honey automatically finds, tests, and applies the best promo codes for you automatically. You can go.
But
No,
call me.
do not call him.
Honey, the smart shopping assistant that helps you save time and money. Add Honey for free with just 2 clicks. It's that easy. Download it for free today.
What I love about products I find at Grove is that they're safe, they're natural, they're great for the entire family.
It's super important to me that I use safe cleaning products around my child. I care a lot about what I put in his body, so I don't know why it would be any different with cleaning products.
I thought switching to natural products would be more expensive, but with Grove, it's really not. They have very high standards and they vet everything, so I know it's going to be safe.
Grove gives me peace of mind. It's a really good feeling. Go to grove.co today to get your free $30 Mrs. Meyer's cleaning kit.
Developing story on this opening day of the NCAA tournament. 6 seed Mississippi State on the ropes against the Southern Jaguars. 4-2, 5th inning in Starkville. Mississippi State starting pitcher JT Ginn left after just 3 innings with an apparent injury. He's likely a first rounder next year. Turned down a ton of money from the Dodgers to even show up in Starkville. Here we've had a homer fest. And it's a 13-7 Florida State lead. Eric Rivera skies it to center field. It's J.C. Flowers, who could have been used as the closer this inning, but instead puts it away. Talking with Mike Martin earlier this season, if he's going to bring J.C. Flowers in, he would mostly prefer to do it at the beginning of an inning. He said when he sends him back out there in center field, he's been running around back and forth, chasing fly balls down. There are times where he would rather preserve him. In fact, that's what he did the final game in their Florida series, when they coughed up a lead late and they never got Flowers into the game. Andrew Summerall looks at a first pitch strike.
And J.C. Flowers didn't pitch the first 2 years. I mean, they knew the arm was there. They knew the slider was there. They get in the fall this year and said, you know what, let's see what this looks like. And what it looked like is stuff that could potentially get Flowers in the big leagues on the mound. It's a guy that's already homered today, plays a great center field, but it appears that from a professional side, they like that future on the mound more than in center field.
Strike 3 called, and FAU down to their final out.
And that usually works pretty well. 11 saves with a 1.59 ERA. It's a fastball that'll get low to mid 90s and a real wipeout slider.
By the way, we'll be back for the second game of this first day doubleheader. For Mercer and Georgia, 7 o'clock on the SEC Network. Fly ball center. Flowers frozen at first. He'll track it down, and that's how this game will come to an end. What a game it was. 13 runs on a season high 20 hits for Florida State. 7 runs, 9 hits, and 2 errors for Florida Atlantic. Another win for 11. All-time record holder in wins any sport in the NCAA. And he got a win out of his starter, Drew Parrish.
Tell you what, just 5 days after not knowing whether or not their name was going to be called to get into the postseason, Florida State looked the part today. I mean, the ballpark was playing small, but they took advantage of it. 20 hits for the Noles today, 6 home runs. And they got the start they needed out of Drew Parrish. They needed some depth. He got them into the 6th inning, obviously put them in a position to win. Now they've got C.J. Van Eyck and a mid-90s fastball ready to go tomorrow night. They will face the winner of Georgia Mercer. We'll have that one tonight, 7 Eastern on the SEC Network. FAU awaits the loser of that one in the early game tomorrow.
9 home runs combined in this one, including a pair from the 9-hole hitter, the walk-on, the former club team player, Tim Becker. A 2-run home run and a 3-run home run. Flowers started with a home run in the second, then he just kept coming. Becker's first career into the scoreboard. Mendoza had a pair. Becker had a pair. On the FAU side, Bobby Morganson hit a couple, but it wasn't enough. We'll see again at 7 o'clock on the SEC Network for Georgia and Mercer. For Kyle Peterson, our entire crew, so long for now from Athens.